It appears that one half of the half-season Precision Twins has cast aside the doubts. Last night, Tommy Green had the early season velocity, made the pitches he had to make, led the Phillies to an easy victory. Tonight, the other half of the duo, Curt Schilling, has an opportunity to do so as well. Schilling, shell-shocked in St. Louis, returns home, again in search of win number 9, as the Phils look for 3 in a row against the Dodgers. Next.
Put on the rally caps. A critical start for Curt Schilling against the Dodgers is coming up next. Hi again, everybody. I'm Larry Rosen. Welcome to Phillies Baseball exclusively tonight on Prism. If the subpar fortnight is indeed history for the Philadelphia Phillies, the turnaround will be complete when Curt Schilling is like his former self. Schilling, who was so strong early on, has really suffered the last couple of times out, especially against St. Louis last week. Now, Schilling tonight is pitching against the Dodgers and Pedro Astacio. Schilling's ERA all the way up close to 4. Astacio, a breaking ball artist, a 6-game winner, faces the Phillies. That's coming up next. And with their thoughts on tonight's game, stay tuned. We've got Jay Johnstone and Chris Wheeler coming up live from the vet in just a moment.
What an appetite you have, Judas.
I mean, for the truth. It's a world that will question your innocence.
Drop the story, Judas.
What are you hiding?
Ignite their passions. Challenge their friendship. And threaten their lives.
The villagers want blood.
Unless they can expose the secrets of Turtle Beach.
The Dodgers visit the first-place Phillies for the last time this season, Wednesday night at 7:30, exclusively on Prism, the home game home of the Phillies.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Veterans Stadium. Game number 2 of this series, the Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jay, the Dodgers, when they were here in May, were just awful. After about May 16th, they started to play really good baseball, especially at home. What was the turnaround for them?
Well, a couple things. Number one, they had a couple of new players on the team, Jody Reed and Tim Wallach. And, of course, the big thing, something that really had nothing to do with baseball, was the Rodney King trial that kind of hung over everybody's heads as a big black cloud out there. Once that was over, the team started to play well. All the tension and with the problems in the clubhouse was gone, and the Dodgers reeled off about 11 or 12 wins in a row. They went on the road. They played in the last 14 series. They've won 10 of those series. They've tied 2 and lost 2. So the Dodgers coming in to play the Phillies have actually had a very good run lately, and it's all attributed by Tom Lasorda to their defense. A much better defense, and of course the cohesiveness of the team this year is much better. Guys are getting along a lot more than they did last year, and I think with the defense, and of course the Dodgers have always had good pitching, and the Rodney King trial out of the way, Dodgers are a team that you have to be careful of. The Phillies are a very hot team offensively. They've been getting a lot of base hits in the last 4 games, and they hope to continue it tonight. We'll be back with the starting lineups coming up right after these messages.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your bud. By your local Sherwin-Williams paint store. The pros know ask Sherwin-Williams, a participating sponsor of Major League Baseball. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. Save up to $5 by joining Texaco's Frequent Fueler Club. Visit your local participating Texaco location for all the details. Texaco, star of the American road. By Coca-Cola, it's always Coca-Cola. By Cento Fine Italian Foods, the company that says trust your family with our family. By Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. And by Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best.
How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says New Jersey Belle on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
A new look Ranger is now at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
No other truck is built for tough.
Ford Ranger, the #1 compact pickup for 6 straight years, has a slick new look inside and out. No wonder Ranger is 93 compact pickup of the year.
It'll set you free.
The hottest new look Ranger Splash just got in town. Hurry, lease a well-equipped 93 Ford Ranger for just $199 per month for 24 months. Now at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
You better hit the ground running in a new Ford truck. Hey, hey.
Here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers, managed by Tom Lasorda. Brett Butler in center field, Jose Offerman the shortstop, Corey Snyder in right, Eric Karros at first base. Behind the plate, Mike Piazza, Eric Davis back tonight in left, Tim Wallach at third, Lenny Harris at second base, Pedro Astacio on the mound.
And the Phillies tonight go with their other 8 lineup. Hollins, Batiste, Morandini, and Kruk on the infield. Incaviglia back in left, Dykstra in center, and Eisenreich back in right. Dalton behind the plate, and the other twin tower, Kurt Schilling on the mound.
Schilling is 6'4". He's a 215-pounder, now 26 years of age. Pick number 2 by Boston, January of 1986. 8-4 in the year, with an earned run average of 3.93, coming off a very, very rocky outing last week at St. Louis when he went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 11 hits, 11 runs, 7 of them earned. And he would like to atone for that tonight, as Tommy Green did last night. And he starts Brett Butler with a base hit. It'll be Butler, Offerman, and Snyder. A very nice, warm 89 degrees at game time here at the Vet. 89 at 7:37.
89, that's all. You know, Chris, I was looking over the stats in the National League, and actually both leagues. You look at Butler, Dykstra, and Ricky Henderson are probably the 3 best leadoff hitters in the game today, and Henderson probably when he wants to be. But tonight we have Dykstra in center, and we have Butler in center, probably 1-2 in all of baseball as far as leadoff hitters and guys that can patrol out there in center field.
And both are having good offensive seasons, Butler and Dykstra. Dykstra just unbelievable with his runs scored. We'll get into that later when Lenny comes up, but he is way ahead in the National League in runs scored and in the major leagues, really. Butler fouls another one away. He is a basic irritating hitter.
That's a nice way to describe him.
Tom Hallion is the home plate umpire tonight. Jim Quick at first, Jerry Crawford, the Havertown native, at second base, and Angel Hernandez, a rookie umpire, at third. New crew in here tonight, as the guys were here for the weekend and Monday night's game have departed. Butler grounds one weakly to second to Morandini. Mickey up and over to first, and Butler's retired. 1 up and 1 down here in the first inning for Jose Offerman, the shortstop. As I mentioned, Kurt Schilling coming off a terrible outing his last time out. People are saying this is a very, very important start for Schilling tonight. Probably is, more so for Schilling's mind than anything, because there's nothing wrong with him, as there's nothing wrong with Tommy Green physically. They just need to get back and pitch and get some people out, and they'll be fine again.
I'm glad you paraphrased that by saying it's really important to Kurt Schilling and really no one else, because like you said, he got a little out of sync. He knows it. His teammates know it. There's nothing wrong with the guy. He just wants to go out, get that rhythm back, and pitch his team hopefully into the 7th inning.
Yeah, he just flown balloons last week in St. Louis. As he said, he was awful. I'd like to send birthday wishes tonight to John Simons from Trevose, Pennsylvania. A longtime Phillies fan. He is 77. And also happy birthday to Kate Doyle, number 85. That comes from the Phillies and her family. Strike call to Jose Offerman. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. Offerman a switch hitter, 255 right-handed, 279 from the left side. Offerman swings and misses at a good high fastball.
Offerman did very well against the Phillies last year. In fact, he hit .325, 13 for 40. So a great deal of success not only against the Phillies, but he really likes to hit on turf. And I guess if you hit the ball on the ground and have the speed that Offerman does, you can pick up a lot of extra base hits.
Fouls it off the screen behind home plate. And there he is. As Jay said, he's had good numbers lifetime against the Phillies. Curt Schilling beat the Dodgers 1-0. Beat Ramon Martinez 2-0, excuse me, on the 23rd of April here at the Vet in a complete game 9 strikeout performance. Fly ball shallow left field in Cavilla position perfectly. Squeezes it 2 down in the first.
Nice pitch by Schilling here. Watch where he keeps the ball down and away from from Offerman. See that ball running away from him? Just on the outside part of the plate, exactly where you want that pitch. Left-handed. Offerman likes the ball a little bit up and out over the plate.
Corey Snyder, the batter, playing in right field. Good numbers on Snyder, who has been the everyday right fielder for Los Angeles for about 6 weeks now. Has really shortened up his swing this year and has cut down on his strikeouts. This guy was a strikeout machine at one time in both the American League and a little bit in the National League. He'll still strike out, but nothing the way he used to. Schilling down with a fastball and misses. Snyder has 62 strikeouts in 211 innings, which is a lot of strikeouts. And Corey Snyder was a guy who used to lead the league in strikeouts when he was in the American League. Here's the 1-1 to it. Swing and a miss. Schilling has a very good fastball here early in the ball game. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Corey Snyder. Birthday wishes tonight to Frank Ferriolo of Ventnor, age 70. Happy birthday, Frank. Jammed him and he lines it to left field for a base hit. Incaviglia trying to cut it off. Snyder on his way to second, and he will have a double. Schilling made a pretty good pitch on him off his fist and down the line for a double, number 15 on the year for Snyder.
Well, Snyder had a pretty good year last year with San Francisco, around 269, 270. He was kind of surprised that they let him go, but really happy and excited that he got a chance to come back to his hometown, Los Angeles. He was born in Inglewood and has really played well after Strawberry has been out, Chris. 47th straight game and has hit very well, as you saw the numbers before. So Dodgers are happy to have him. Happy to have him.
Eric Karros, the batter, at 281, National League Rookie of the Year last year. Karros having another solid season after a slow start. Has a 2-out base runner at second base, and the count 1-0 on Karros. Mike Piazza waits on deck.
You know, we mentioned earlier the fact that this Dodger team has really blossomed over the last 14-15 series. And a lot of players will tell you off the record that the Rodney King trial out there really caused a little bit of problems, not only in Los Angeles, but also with the Dodger organization itself. And they're happy that it's over.
Slider off the end of the bat. Dykstra has it on 1 hop. Snyder's going to score on the play. On his way to second is Karros, and it's 1-0 LA. He made a good pitch to him there. Right off the end of the bat, blooped it into center. And Dykstra's throw was high, missed the cutoff man, and allowed Karros to move to second.
The pitch, breaking ball, or slider, as Chris said, right on the outside part of the plate. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but that's where Karros likes to hit the ball. Dykstra with a real high throw. Should have had the ball down a little lower. If he did, they would have kept Karros at first base.
Karros read the high throw and moved up. Good base running by him. And Piazza, the batter, at 313 with 16 homers and 53 runs batted in. There is Corey Snyder, who just scored a run. Piazza's hit the most home runs by any Dodger catcher since Steve Yeager hit 16 in 1977. That took him 125 games.
He's got a heck of a chance of beating that record, doesn't he? Talking with him earlier, he's got his father is down in the dugout. There's his father over there, along with 6 other 1,000 friends here tonight. He had the pass list quite full. Of course, you see all the Lasorda brothers there with Smokey and Eddie and Morris. They all kidded Vince Piazza last night because Morris got in his way when Mike Piazza hit that home run, and they obscured him. Otherwise, Vince would have got all that TV time.
Yeah, we just identified the wrong guy. That's a balk, because Schilling dropped the ball. They said he was on the mound on the rubber, and that's a balk. By the way, we just misidentified. That wasn't Vince Piazza. He's another row behind the people we just identified. But watch what happens. He's rolling the ball around. He's on the rubber, and he steps off afterwards. That's a balk.
Yeah. Once you're on the rubber, you're on the rubber. That's it.
Yep.
You can see him trying to deke somebody by stepping off. It's too late.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Schilling has to pitch himself out of a little mini jam.
Now, there's his dad right there in the middle.
And Morris Lasorda right next to him with the green and white shirt. Morris was the guy that stood up last night and obscured Vince when Mike hit the home run.
3 balls and 1 strike on Piazza, and he misses outside with a fastball. So Schilling retired the first 2 batters he faced here, then double, single, walk. Dodgers with a run in and 2 on. 2 outs for Eric Davis, who did not play last night because of a sore hand.
Yes, he had a cortisone shot in his hand. His hand has been bothering him a lot. He was available, but really Lasorda didn't want to use him unless he had to. Like I said, he had the cortisone shot, so now he feels okay. I talked to him earlier. He feels much better when he hit today. So we'll just have to see what happens. So actually walking Piazza is not a bad play, Chris, because Piazza's been hitting the ball well, and you've got Davis coming up who struggled a little bit, got a sore hand. You know, I got to think, well, I'd much rather pitch to Davis maybe in this situation.
Davis is a guy who can get out up as we look at Piazza leading off. And the pitch is low ball 2, and Darren Daulton's going to go out and have a word with Schilling.
The knock on Davis is that he doesn't play a lot of games during the year, maybe 125, 140. But the thing that you can't take away from Eric Davis is that when he plays as hard as anybody can. And sometimes because he plays hard, similar to Lenny Dykstra, he gets hurt. And those injuries that have occurred from him playing hard have kept those games down. So, you know, it's a catch-22 situation for him. They want him to play more games, but they're trying to change the man's style of playing. And, you know, in the big leagues, you just can't do that.
Fouled it back. Normally, if you keep the ball above his hands, you have a better chance of getting him out. As you look at Eric Davis's games, just 103 over the last 9 seasons. He's one of the better base stealers in baseball over the last 4 or 5 years, and he has 23 this year in 26 attempts. Of course, Schilling went upstairs with him there. That's where you want to pitch. If you miss with it, and it's 3-1. You pitch the ball low to Eric Davis, that's where he hurts you a lot of times.
Well, anything from the belt and out over the plate down, you got a problem. Like you're right, Chris. You got to keep the ball really in and above the hand. You can see how low those hands are.
Fouled it off into the crowd. So Piazza will be off from first base on the 3-2 count with 2 outs. Schilling throwing a lot of pitches early on, which can really catch up to you on this brutally hot night. 89 degrees at game time with high humidity. There's Kruk playing off Piazza. Already thrown 25 pitches. Piazza will go. He does, and Davis hits a shot to left field for a base hit, and it's 2-0 Los Angeles. They scored 2 runs with 2 outs and nobody on base. Stopping at second, Piazza, and for Davis, RBI number 35, and that'll bring up Tim Wallach.
Watch the location. Fastball right down the middle of the plate, right at the belt, just where Davis likes it. I think Curt Schilling wanted that pitch a little bit more inside. Johnny Padres out to talk to him. But again, you know, these guys are human. It's great to want to pitch inside and throw at a certain spot, but sometimes they just can't get it there all the time. And of course, when you got the count 3-2 on the hitter, that's the hitter's count. You're looking for something you can hammer, and he got a fastball in his spot. He got a base hit.
Eric Davis on at first base with the base hit, and Wallach the batter at just 209 with 9 homers and 41 runs batted in. 2 on, 2 outs, a couple of runs in. LA leads at 2-0 in the first. Breaking ball hangs inside, ball 1. Schilling got the first 2 batters out easily. Butler on a ground out, Offerman on a fly out. Then he jams Snyder down the line for a double. Off the end of the bat, base hit for Caro, so walk to Piazza. Now the RBI hit by Davis. That ball was hit right on the nose. Wallach hits it hard. It's right at Morandini, who throws him out. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the first inning. They pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base to the bottom of the first. 2-0.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything. into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and one-step tire care. Now available at Pep Boys.
I work Saturdays and Sundays. It's not a job. It's a dedication. I don't think you can teach someone to tune. You just got to practice until it's natural, just like breathing. There seems something mystic about it. So much beauty comes out of music.
Mellon PSFS, you're why we do our very best.
Here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the Phillies, managed by Jim Fregosi. Lenny Dykstra in center field, Mickey Morandini at second, John Kruk at first base, Dave Hollins at third, Darren Dalton catching, Jim Eisenreich in right field tonight, and Pete Incaviglia in left. Kim Bautista's the shortstop, and on the mound right-hander Kurt Schilling.
And for the Dodger defense, Wallach, Offerman, Harris, and Karros on the infield. Mike Piazza behind the plate in the outfield. Eric Davis, Brett Butler, and Corey Snyder. And on the mound, the young right-hander Pedro Astacio.
Pedro Astacio is 6'2". He's a 190-pounder, 23 years of age, from Atomayor in the Dominican Republic. He was a free agent signed by Los Angeles in November of 1987. Made his major league debut against the Phillies last year, July the 3rd, in the second game of a doubleheader. Beat the Phils and Don Robinson 2-0 on a 3-hit complete game with 10 strikeouts. You can put a little mustard on this guy. We'll watch him during the game because he does a lot of things out there that some people would construe as being a hot dog. Others say it's exuberance. You be the judge. Pedro Astacio, fastball, breaking ball, throws a lot of changeups. The 3 hits that he gave up last year, none of those guys are around anymore. Wally Backman, Stan Javier, and Don Robinson collected the 3 hits off him.
Well, if you're on his team, you say it's exuberance. If you're the opposite team and facing him, then you say he's hot dog. But, you know, I kind of like to see a guy get excited.
Lenny Dykstra leading the league in runs by plenty. 79 runs for Dykstra, 3 of them last night. Barry Bonds trailing in that race with 62, and you see Kruk and Dalton right up there. Dykstra also has 63 walks, tied for the league lead in doubles with Dante Bichette, 25 of them. Dykstra has averaged a 296, a high point for him this year. He'd actually gotten it up to 297 at one point in the ball game last night. Astacio starts him with a fastball, high, ball 1. Dykstra, Morandini, and Kruk here in the first inning. The face of 23-year-old right-hander is 6-4 on the year with a 4.08 earned run average, making his 16th start. Down low, 2-0. Astacio last year had 4 complete game shutouts in the 5 wins that he posted after being brought up in July. Strike called on a fastball.
Dodgers are high on Astacio because he's got a good arm, he's got good movement. Last year he only gave up 1 home run in 12 games. This year in 15 he's given up 6, and the reason behind that is he's got a lot of curveballs up in the air.
There's a long drive to deep right field. This ball is way out of here. Home run, Lenny Dykstra's 9th of the year, and it's a 2-1 game now in favor of the Dodgers.
Well, with that, Chinto gives another $200 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. That was home run number 81 for the Phillies on the year. $16,200 donated by Chinto. Watch the location and the pitch by Astacio. Fastball dead center, belt high. Second time this year that Astacio has given up a fastball home run. The rest have been curveball.
And that's run scored number 80 for Dykstra as that ball goes into the lower stands. A long home run for Lenny Dykstra, and that fan looked like he was covering up a fumble. So the Phillies strike back immediately with a run. Jay just got finished talking about the home run balls that Astacio's throwing this year. He threw 1 last year in 82 innings, and it was to Delino DeShields of Montreal. Morandini beats a foul off his hands into the stands left field side.
Peranowski, in the conversation we had this afternoon, said they monitor him very close because they want him to keep the ball down. He's got great movement on the ball down. He said when using his breaking and off-speed pitches, there's Ron Peranowski, he can become very effective, but where he gets hurt is the breaking ball up. Like I said, he's given up 5 home runs on a breaking ball and only 1 to Lenny Dykstra just hit 1 on a fastball.
Bounces a breaking ball up there. Piazza can't find it. Doesn't matter. It rolls away 2-2. For Lenny Dykstra, his 12th career leadoff home run, his 3rd this season. Phillies coming into play tonight, 2nd in home runs in the league to the Giants 83. That was number 81, as Jay just mentioned in that Cento announcement. Hard ground ball. It's just foul. Morandini thought it caught part of the bag, but it's just a little bit foul.
Well, we'll show it to you. Pitch inside. You see Piazza trying to reach for it. Morandini really turned on that, as we wish Sally Yardley happy 55th birthday.
And the count still 2-2 on Morandini. Kruk waiting on deck. High ball 3. They're playing Morandini very shallow with the center fielder Butler over towards left center.
We have a couple more birthdays. Gene Montgomery, happy birthday, 72, and Terry Enderle, 70. Well, they won't say how old Terry is, from Clayton, New Jersey. Happy birthday, guys.
Just missed outside. Estacio won it, and so did the catcher Piazza. Hallian says no, so Mickey Morandini has a walk, and here comes Kruk. 3rd in the league in batting with a .351 average. 1st in walks with 70 of them. And Morandini a threat to run. He's stolen 9 bases in 10 attempts.
Be interesting because Piazza throwing out 38% of the base runners so far that have tried to steal on him.
Estacio has a pretty good move to first, quick to the plate. He's committed 4 balks this year. He's also tossed up 3 wild pitches, so the base runners have to be aware of him bouncing a ball up there. Outside to Kruk, ball 1. The scouting reports on Estacio as Jerry Crawford and the home plate umpire Hallian call time.
There you can see the National League batting leaders. John Kruk just under Orlando Merced.
The scouting reports on Estacio say that he's not pitching inside very much to neither right-hander nor left-handed hitters, and so far that's right on. Look at that. I mean, he just keeps staying away from everybody. And if you're a hitter and you see the scouting report,
yes,
you just start looking for the ball away and maybe start diving out and diving into it a little bit.
Well, if you know that they're not going to come inside, you can look for that pitch away and you can try and drive the ball that way. You don't have to worry about getting jammed. I mean, that's the whole idea of pitching inside. It's not to hit people. It's to keep the hitter honest. It's to keep the player off, the batter off the plate a little bit, so you can go back to the outside as a pitcher.
2-0 changeup, and a good one. We talked about the changeup that he throws and how good his changeup is. Watch this. Kruk swinging fastball all the way, and the ball really dives on him.
Well, he does have a very good change. And he'll change speeds with his fastball every now and then, but he'll try and utilize that changeup after the fastball. And then he's got a fairly good downer curveball.
And there he goes outside again as he continues to pitch everybody away. And hitters will kill you after a while with that. John Kruk with those 70 walks. Dykstra right behind him. And Barry Bonds and Darren Daulton. Don't forget, those Giants are coming in here on Thursday night. What a great series that should be. 4 games with the Giants. We'll have game number 1 for you on Prism on Thursday night. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kruk. He just keeps staying outside. Kruk walks. 71 walks for John Kruk. 2 on, nobody out. And here comes Peranowski out to talk to Estacio.
Well, I'm sure he's concerned the same thing as you've mentioned, Chris, the fact that he's not pitching inside at all. And like we said, he really, you know, you really have to go inside once in a while just to keep a player honest. But that's Phillies Dream Week time coming up again. So we can chat a little bit about that. The first week's already sold out, folks. So you got to get in on this second week. It's your chance to live and learn and have fun with the pros. Just imagine going down there with Lazinski and Bowen, Ticovey and Hebner and Wheeler. Go down for a whole week. But the best part, let me tell you the best part, is stay on the beach in Clearwater. A beautiful, beautiful time on the beach. So try it this year. You'll love it. 215-938-1200. You keep hearing about it, so call them at 215-938-1200.
Make that call right away because the second week is rapidly filling up.
Yes.
I want to see you down there next year. Collins, Dave had a big game here last night with 3 hits, has his average at 288. 53 runs batted in among the league leaders. Anastasio misses, ball 1. Dave 330 right-handed, 260 from the left side. You see what he's done with runners in scoring position. He has one in the person of Mickey Morandini at second base. Nobody out here in the first. 2-1 Dodgers lead it. Kruk on at first base. Finally gets one on the outside corner.
I was walking through the clubhouse today as we see the runners here. Kruk at first, Morandini at second, and Hollins came by, and I asked him, I said, how's your foot? And he stopped, and he was kind of stumped there for me. He turned around and looked at me. I said, well, everybody asks you how's your hand. I said, how's your foot? He said, you know, he says, my foot's okay. He said, but after 3 hits, he said, my hand feels much better.
Yeah. Tops one foul first base side on an off-speed pitch. Collins' job here now to move these runners along no matter what he does.
It's amazing when you get a bunch of base hits how those injuries really heal quick.
Oh yeah, the hand felt a lot better last night. The hot weather's good for him, obviously.
Look at Wes Chamberlain too, 3 hits.
Chamberlain not in the lineup tonight, nor is Milt Thompson on these hot nights. Jim Fregosi trying to use as many players as he can in an area where he is strong, and that of course is the outfield. So he's resting them tonight and playing Incavilian left and Eisenreich in right field. 1-2. Low. 2-2. Hey, you see Estacio, not a good ratio. Pedro on the road this year is 3-4 in 8 games started with a high earned run average of 4.82. At Dodger Stadium, he's 3-0 in 7 games with an ERA of 3.20. A lot of pitchers love that big old high mound at Dodger Stadium.
And that little longer than usual grass on the infield, maybe?
Now Estacio working very slowly here in the first inning, laboring. Phillies trying to hit him with an inning after the Dodgers scored 2 runs with 2 outs against Schilling in the top of the first. There he's a ball twirler, as you see there, as he gets a sign. Dalton waits on deck. Hollins hits it high in the air to right field. Snyder near the line and has plenty of room, grabs it. Morandini will tag and head for third. So even though Hollins is an out, that's what we talked about. You want to pull the ball in that situation, try and advance somebody, and he did.
Yeah, it's just as good as a bunt. Hollins really looking for something he can drive. Watch the location. Hollins a tad bit upset with himself, knew he had a good pitch out over the plate, just lifted it, but he still got the job done, and that's the most important thing. He advanced the runner. Now the Phillies have a chance to score another run by just making an out.
Darren Dalton with 62 runs batted in, tied for second in the league with Bonds behind Matt Williams. Dutch has had a lot of runners on in the last few games and hasn't been able to pick up RBIs. He has one out there now in the person of Morandini at third base. As they did last night, the Dodgers are playing him up the middle with a shortstop Offerman. Shot to right at Corey Snyder again. Strong arm as Morandini tags, and he will score. So Dalton hit it hard, but right at the right fielder again, but he will pick up RBI number 63, and the Phillies have tied the game at 2-2.
That right there gives you an indication of how strong an arm Corey Snyder had. Taking the throw off balance, throwing off balance, mid-stride. He was able to let it fly all the way to home, and Piazza caught it on the fly. You can see how he has to turn his momentum, still carrying him towards the line, but look the arc of the throw, and look where Piazza has it as Morandini crosses the plate.
Yeah, that ball took off on him a little bit. I think it went further than Corey Snyder thought it was going to go. So the Phillies have countered with 2 runs on just 1 hit. Dykstra's homer. Kruk stayed at first. Here's Eisenreich. Jim at 333. And he misses upstairs with a breaking ball. Incaviglia waits on deck. Eisenreich getting the night off, at least as a starter last night. Did come in for defense late in the ball game.
And of course, we have to make mention that all that was made possible because Dave Hollins did the job. He got the runner over from second with nobody out to third, and he was able to score on an out. Morandini, that is.
Yeah, that's why you want those left-handed hitters to pull the ball in that situation. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Eisenreich. Kurt Schilling gives up 2 with 2 outs, but the Phillies come right back and get him in the ball game, even now at 2-2.
What a job Eisenreich's done. Here's a guy that was picked up by Lee Thomas, is probably a backup outfielder, maybe a pinch hitter, and because of injuries, he was able to play himself into the starting role. My gosh, what a year this kid's had.
He certainly played a lot more than he thought he would, and the Phillies thought he would. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Astacio, and it's low, 2-1. Eisenreich hits a lot of balls the other way, although Butler's playing him, well, actually a little bit to pull in center. Then you see the center fielder. It's kind of like a huge gap in left center.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising since Astacio is throwing everything away from the left-hand hitter, and that's where Eisenreich likes to hit the ball.
He's yet to come inside to a hitter. There he is out there again. 3-1.
Maybe he's just having trouble getting the ball inside because it's highly unlikely that the Dodgers scouting report would have Eisenreich pulling the ball to right center, right field. Maybe they know something we don't.
Eisenreich will look for a fastball. Astacio does throw changeups, though, at any time. He'll throw them behind in the count, as he did to Kruk. Outside, the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Pedro Astacio. And the inning stays alive for Incaviglia as the Phils have 2 on with 2 outs. And Tommy Lasorda saying, come on, throw strikes. Astacio in his last outing, a no decision against the Giants. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, only 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He's already walked 3 here in the 1st inning, and yet to strike out a batter. Incaviglia, the batter. Pete with those 13 homers, 53 runs batted in. He and Thompson have really done the job in left field. Breaking ball, and he takes it outside. Baptiste, the 8-hole hitter, is on deck. There is the line on Astacio thus far. Crowd loves it. You hear that ooh when he swings and misses. They anticipate one of those bombs he has all the time.
You mentioned his 53 RBIs. He's gotten those 53 RBIs in only 59 games. He is in the top 5 in the National League in that category. I mean, on that particular pace, the guy'd be driving in 150 runs a year.
Bounces up there, and a nice play by Piazza on a breaking ball in the dirt. Has the 59 RBIs. On just 53 RBIs and just 56 hits.
Watch Piazza get his body in front of the ball, feet down. Watch how he scoots over to get in front of the ball. See that? Boy, that's a classic job of blocking a ball and keeping it in front of you. And I got to tell you, Joe Ferguson told me he can't count how many hours they spent with him in learning him this new position of catching and catching the right way.
Runs a fastball inside. That's one of the few pitches, if not the first, that he's run in on a hitter. So now Incaviglia in a good spot. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs and 2 on, 2 runs in the 1st inning. first inning. Both teams have scored a couple of runs. Tommy not at all happy. Right on the outside corner. That was a perfect pitch by Estacio. So the runners will be off on the play. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Truck from second and Eisenreich from first. Eric Davis playing very deep and left. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Incaviglia. Fastball, and he fouls it away. Put that in a perfect spot. So the runners were off. They're back now, tagging up, getting ready to go again. Retouching, we should say. And Incaviglia and Estacio ready to continue their battle. Estacio throwing him fastballs away on the last 2 pitches. Piazza's out there again. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. So Pete Incaviglia goes down on strike. Strikeout number 1 for Estacio. Phillies in the first inning, 2 runs on just 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. We're tied at 2.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you gotta know the tricks of the trade. You gotta ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Who's your favorite Philly? Darren Daulton?
No.
Lenny Dykstra? Terry Mulholland? Well, who is it? Everyone loves the Phillies, and every kid loves the Fanatic. If you're 6 to 12 years old, you could be the Fanatic's special pal at the August 14th Phillies-Mets game. You'll spend the 5th inning with the big green guy, and you'll get really excellent seats for the rest of the game. Send a postcard with your name, address, telephone number, and age to this address. It's a fantastic, fun-filled contest just for kids from your Fanatic friends at Prism.
The Phillies try to feast on the East when they shuffle the cards Tuesday, July 27th and Wednesday, July 28th at 7:35. And Thursday, July 29th, 12:35 for a business person special. Then the Pirates walk the plank Friday, July 30th at 7:35. Saturday, July 31st at 7:05. And Nostalgia Day Sunday, August 1st at 1:35 when everyone gets a free poster. Call 463-1000.
And it's time for Cento, Jay.
Yes, it is, and I'll tell you what, if you go to any of your fine stores, you can find over 100 Italian products with Cento, that great label. And you know what? Every home run that the Phillies hit, Cento donates $200 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. Already this year, they've given up $16,200 on the Phillies' 81 home run.
Lenny Harris will lead it off.
That's thanks to Lenny Dykstra's home run. Made it number 81, which the Phillies lead the National League in that category.
First pitch to Harris is a fastball outside. It'll be Harris, Estacio, and Butler here in the second inning. Breaking ball hit the right center field. A lot of room for Dykstra. He runs Eisenreich off the plate, grabs it, 1 away. Send birthday wishes tonight to Tony Romoldi. He's the son of Gene Romoldi from Channel 17. Plays a little league at the 21st Ward up there in Roxborough for the Ivy Ridge Panthers. A breaking ball, kind of got it off the end of the bat.
I was going to say, a pretty good pitch, but in a good area to hit, too. Maybe Schilling got away with that one because that looked like it was in a good hitting spot, Chris.
Estacio, you see the numbers on Pedro. Oh, look out. Right in the Phillies dugout and back out, and hopefully that didn't hit anybody. Somebody's running for cover. There's Ruben Amaro on the ground. Wes Chamberlain. Look out for Mariano Duncan. He'll re-pull that hamstring if he's down there. There's Terry Mulholland Terry Mulholland pumping somebody's heart. There's Mariano.
Well, Amaro was sitting on the front step.
Oh, that was Ricky Jordan. He's going to put a mask on. Here comes another one.
Oh, my God.
But he got a little loft on that one. Here's Ricky after he broke that jaw last year. He wants to keep those balls away from him. And Duncan, he's getting ready too. Stasio, I think, is a little late on the fastball. Here we go again. Phillies would love to see this guy strike out and get out of there. There's Ricky.
Yeah, you got to have a little fun in this game, folks. Look at Chamberlain. Chamberlain's everybody's down.
There's another one. Only that was off his thumbs. Look at Duncan. He's just laughing.
I'm surprised they. Oh, now they're going. I was going to say, I'm surprised they haven't vacated that area yet. Look at, they're leaving.
They're leaving.
I don't blame them. You know, that ball flies in that dugout. It's not so much the one that's right at you. It's after it ricochets off the wall a couple times.
He is a little late. Look where the defense is playing. See something funny. Eisenreich, as that ball rolls out of the camera location, Eisenreich's way over near the line, and Dykstra over in right center. As you see it there, they don't expect him to pull the ball.
I guess not.
Here we go, 1-2. Try to slide her and miss with it, 2-2. There's Jordan up the tunnel.
Well, that first ball that he hit rocketed in there. Amaro fell off the top step down on the bottom of the dugout. And luckily, it didn't hit anybody on the going in or the ricochet.
Not surprisingly, he hits one to the right side. Schilling covers. 3-1 hookup. And 2 up and 2 down here in the second inning as they finally get Stasio out.
Looked like the throw to Schilling was a tad bit behind him. Well, a little bit. Caused him to kind of break stride a little bit, but Stasio wasn't really running down there quick enough. So Phillies got away with that one.
Now Butler hits the ball the other way, the way that Stasio did. He hits those wicked fouls on the left side.
Well, that's okay. It goes into the Dodger dugout.
Butler 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to second his first time up. Takes a fastball over. Schilling retired the first 2 batters in the first and ran into trouble. Dodgers scored 2. He has 2 outs and nobody on here in the second. Birthday wishes tonight to Mrs. Virginia Moore of Milford, New Jersey, as you see Hollins in for a potential bunt. That note came from her good friend Miriam Stoll. They're big Prism watchers. Enjoy Jay and Gary also. We thank them for writing. There's a foul back.
Tell you what, nobody has bunted the ball as well in the National League as Brett Butler does since the days of Maury Wills. Last year, 41 bunt hits.
And then Hollins will back up with 2 strikes on Butler, 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Opperman waits on deck. We're in a 2-2 ball game here in the second inning. Breaking ball, and he doesn't chase it.
You're wondering how many bunt hits he has this year before the All-Star break? 15.
And the old deuces are wild.
I guess so.
Also with a 2-2 ball game underway. Butler fouls it away left side. Takes a lot of pitches to get Brett Butler out because he will foul so many off. Plays the game a lot like Whitey used to play it when Richie was with the Phillies. Very similar type players, opposite field hitters. They foul a lot of pitches off. You see how many bunt hits he's had in the last couple of years. There's Whitey over in the always crowded radio booth.
I heard some wild stories about Whitey and how he used to foul those pitches off. Remember some of those stories? You think some of those stories are true? He was so prolific at it that one player got in an argument with one of his family members, let Whitey know where the family member was sitting, wanted Whitey to foul one off and nail him.
Take a few shots at her, he said. And walks. So Butler gets a walk, the second off Curt Schilling, as they have the bubble gum on Wes Chamberlain's cap, and he doesn't know it. He just thinks the camera's shooting him down there, so he's going to mug to it a little bit. Somebody got him with the bubble gum. Probably Duncan. Since Duncan's on the DL, he'll wreak some havoc down that dugout. Opperman, a fly ball to left his first time up. Butler will run. He's stolen 18 bases, but he's been caught stealing the most of any runner in the league, 12. Opperman bunts with 2 outs, running for a base hit, obviously, trying to catch Hollins back. Nice catch by that fan.
Oh, nice catch.
Good camera work by Aldo, huh? Following that ball right into the stands. The ball's going to strike on Opperman. Swing and a miss. Schilling at 50 pitches already here in the second inning. Both pitches don't expect to be around at the end the way the game is going. Astacio threw a lot in the first. Tommy Green started to blow out last night, a little over 100 in the heat. But he was in the 6th, 7th inning when that happened.
I don't know when you're referring to the end, but the bottom of the first took 31 minutes. So
fouled away. A lot of foul balls in the game on both sides.
We could be here a while. Hope you didn't have any dinner plans for that.
There's your situation. 2-2 game here in the second. Opperman just spoiled that fastball away. Games on these hot, humid nights have a tendency to drag a little bit anyway. I mean, the fans are hot and tired, but they're sitting there. The players are out there trying to play, and they have a tendency to slow it up also. Especially when the pitchers are a little bit off. Counts 0-2. Slider down and in, and he gives it a long ride to right center, and Eisenreich makes another terrific play. What a catch by Eisenreich on his horse in right center, and saves Schilling a lot of trouble on a down and in breaking ball. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Still 2-2.
Repeating to it hit, and I forgot to play your number. Oh, Jesus, she's home. She's gonna kill me. I gotta hide. Here. No, there.
Honey,
Oh, here she comes.
I'm home.
The closet.
Yeah.
Thanks, boy.
Where are you?
The
Pennsylvania Lottery's daily number. Don't forget to play every day.
Did you remember? Bill. I knew you'd forget.
We won?
What do you mean, we?
Sherry, baby.
They're talking baseball. Phillies baseball.
No. I said 5 Phillies should be on the team.
No, that doesn't.
National League baseball.
John Kruk has had a great year. I just said he deserves to be on the team. Jeff Bagwell's had a better year, and Kruk said so himself yesterday.
American League baseball.
Good choice.
Baseball.
It would be fun to have a pennant race because this is the last year we'll ever have it.
That's right.
Oh, you're so wrong on that. You with your realignment nonsense, you're wrong before and you're wrong again.
This is the last.
It's the Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular. 1 hour of complete and utter baseball madness from Angelo, Glenn, Jason, and Al. Taped in front of a baseball-crazed crowd at the Coventry Mall in Potsdam. The Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular. It may not be the last word on baseball, but it's certainly the loudest.
You are desperate to have people like you.
No.
Loosen your tie, take off your coat, roll up your sleeves. It's a business person special, Thursday, July 29th at 12:35. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Go ahead. You deserve a break. Call 463-1000.
Schilling struggling a little bit with his pitches tonight. Watch this pitch to Offerman. Didn't want a slider down there, right in a left-hand hitter's wheelhouse, but Eisenreich makes up for it with a fine running catch. When the ball was first hit, looked like it had alley written all over it. But Eisenreich, a very good jump, was able to haul it in and save big-time disaster for Schilling. So that was a great play.
Well, look, it had to be a triple off the bat. What a fine play by Eisenreich. One of many fine plays he's made this year. Here is Batiste, the shortstop. Kim at 293 with 23 runs batted in. He's also hit 4 homers. Schilling on deck, and then Lenny Dykstra. Astacio wild in the first inning, 3 walks. Phillies getting 2 runs off, and one of them on Lenny's leadoff homer. Continues to pitch everybody away. 2-0.
I don't want you to worry, partner, but we're already in the bottom of the 7th.
3:22 for Batiste in these night games. He chases a high fastball, fouled it. 2-1. Right field, where Corey Snyder waits, and the right fielder grabs it. 1 down in the 2nd inning for Schilling, a 143 batter with 1 run batted in. Lifetime Schilling, a 157 hitter. On the outside corner for a strike. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Los Angeles, 2 runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Phillies in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball and a good one. Boy, that's the best hook he's thrown tonight.
Yes. Dodger defense way over towards right field. Schilling has 8 strikeouts in his 35 at-bats.
There's another curveball. Grounded in Wallach, and he throws him out. 2 up and 2 down in the 2nd for the Phils. And that'll bring up Lenny Dykstra, who led off the game with a home run to right field, his 9th of the year and his 3rd leadoff home run of the season.
Hey, happy anniversary to Paul and Alice Rush from Milford, PA. 64 years. So congratulations, Paul and Alice.
Dykstra at 298. Creeping up on that 300.
Well, he said he'd get there. By the end of June, he was a little off, but
Stasio got hurt with a fastball in the 1st inning. He starts him with a breaking ball just in case Lenny was thinking of wheeling on another one.
He's got a heck of a chance of getting there by the All-Star break.
One ball and no strikes to Dykstra. Fastball misses outside. 2-0. Morandini waits. Lenny with 98 hits on the year. Nubbed up the middle. Here comes Offerman. Took a crazy hop. And he still got him as Caro stayed on the bag. Nice play by Offerman, the shortstop. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 2-2 after 2.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, man, you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
What an appetite you have, Judas. I mean, for the truth.
It's a world that will question your innocence.
Drop the story, Judas.
What are you hiding?
Ignite their passions. Challenge their friendship. And threaten their lives.
The villagers want blood.
Unless they can expose the secrets of Turtle Beach. When good just isn't good enough.
Hey, that's super premium. You really think you need that high in octane for your car?
I don't know, but I do know this. I feel my car runs better on premium, and I have other things to worry about.
You don't take any chances, do you?
I figure if I put the best in, I'll get the best out.
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
Kids 14 and under get a really neat mesh jersey free. Compliments of Modell Sporting Goods when the Phillies take on Barry Bonds. Will Clark and the Giants Sunday, July 11th at 1:35. Call 463-1000.
Well, there it is right on your screen, folks. It's the batting practice mesh jersey today, Sunday, July 11th. It's a 1:35 game. Phillies play the Giants, and it's a great-looking jersey, and this great gift is compliments of Modell Sporting Goods. A terrific day to bring the family and come out to the park. It's a great baseball day, a great gift, so make your plans now and call 463-1000, 463-1000 for that batting practice mesh jersey.
Corey Snyder leads it off. Snyder doubled down the left field line his first time up, scored a Dodger run. Ian Karros scored the 2 runs. Karros waits on deck, followed by Mike Piazza. 3 strong right-handed batters to face Schilling here in the 3rd inning. On the ground is short. Batiste throws him out. I don't know what happened to Snyder. I guess he fell down. I was watching the play. It's short, and he was not out of the batter's box. He must have fallen down. Looks like he's rubbing some dirt off his hands. Fans are booing, but they were probably doing the same thing we were.
Well, that's kind of surprising because we really didn't see it. Fans were booing, but the
yeah, he had
fact
to
that
fall down.
You saw him rubbing the dirt off. Let's see if he does fall down. Okay, he hits the ball. He starts. See him slip with his left foot. Sure, he fell down.
Take those boos back, folks.
Yeah, nothing you can do on that. He lost his footing right out of the batter's box.
Yeah, he fell down. Karros, the batter. He has singled, scored a run, knocked in a run. Of course, Snyder's a guy that plays hard. I mean, he's not going to not run out a ground ball.
You know, Dodgers are really happy with him because not only can he play the outfield in all 3 positions, but he can play a little first base and third base, and he plays them all well. So we take another look at Corey Snyder.
Whoa. Schilling eats up Dalton with a ball in the dirt. Clanked off a shin guard, it sounded like, into the Dodgers dugout, 1-2.
What did McCarver used to call the catcher's equipment? The tools of ignorance, right? The tools of ignorance.
Not our Timmy. Timmy's going to be here this weekend. CBS has the game of the week right here at the vet. Good fastball inside, pushes him off the plate, 2-2. Timmy will be here with Sean McDonough to do the Phillies-Giants game on Saturday.
That's right. They changed the time, too. It's
3 o'clock.
3 or 3:05. So just for you folks out there that are listening to us and watching us, it's a 3:05 game.
Strike 3 call. I think Karros thought he was going to get a breaking ball after that pitch inside. It looked like he threw him a fastball right down the middle.
Well, sometimes you guess, and all good hitters have, and here you guess wrong. And Eric knew it. Just takes her right, heads right back to the Dodger dugout. That fastball split the plate.
Here's Piazza, has a chance to be an all-star this year, should be. And that gives us a chance to remind you that Larry Rosen has a vintage vision coming up with Jim Fregosi. Down the line in right field. And it is foul. Just foul. Oh, yes, he's strong. Anyway, Jim Fregosi will talk about his first All-Star game as a player. My goodness, he's strong.
Well, I got to tell you something. I don't know if you know this, partner, but Mike Piazza has hit 2 balls on the roof of the left field pavilion in Dodger Stadium in batting practice.
Yeah, nobody clears that thing. Willie Stargell did it.
But just I mean, to see him take batting practice and hit him on the roof, normally ever gets up in the high row of the left field pavilion seats.
That's awesome. See his numbers against the Phillies, too. Got to enjoy that, hitting 3 home runs against the ball club he grew up watching. 1 ball and 1 strike on Piazza. Fouls it away into the upper deck. One thing that impresses me about him, Jake, for a young hitter, he really waits a long time on the ball. Really quick.
Well, when you're that strong, you know you can wait till that ball's on top of it, and with that strength, you can fight the ball off. You don't have to worry about getting jammed so much.
1 ball and 2 strikes now on Piazza. Struck him out with a good slider. Schilling had a powerful inning there with 2 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Time now for tonight's Vintage Vision as the All-Star game approaches. Larry Rosen visits with Jim Fregosi. Talks about his first All-Star game as a player.
All-Star time sure brings back some ghosts for Phillies manager Jim Fregosi, a six-time All-Star who made his first start nearly 30 years ago. The place, Shea Stadium. The event, the 1964 All-Star Game, which featured baseball's brightest luminaries of this star-filled era. Fregosi recalls hitting the sacrifice fly to score Elston Howard and provide the American Leaguers with a one-run lead. One inning later, though, Orlando Cepeda would drop his first All-Star base hit into right field. A heads-up Willie Mays would score and the game would be tied. And the Phillies' own Johnny Callison would end the drama with 2 outs in the ninth off the monster Dick Raditz. This home run gave the National League a 7-4 win. And while Philadelphians will never forget Callison's heroics, that young American League shortstop cherishes more private memories.
I can remember the night before. Laying in bed, my mom and dad had flown into Boston because we had played in Boston, and they flew from California. We got on a train and went into New York for the All-Star game, and had dinner with my mom and dad, and then went to bed. I said, I'm going to get a good night's rest. Believe me, I did not sleep a wink. I was so excited about the game that I couldn't sleep. So I didn't even sleep that night. You know, the first excitement of being a starter in an All-Star game was a big thrill for me. So, you know, it was a great day.
And Jim Fregosi, who just loves being in a baseball uniform and around baseball players as he's behind John Vukovic there, is very excited about being a coach at the All-Star game this year, selected by Bobby Cox, and he's really looking forward to going down there.
Well, that's really a thrill and a prestigious honor to go down there and be a part of the All-Star game. And so I don't care how many times you've done it, it's still fun and exciting.
And Fregosi just loves the game, and he is very well equipped to manage in Philadelphia the way he handles situations. Morandini, Kruk, and Hollins as he fouls it away. Mickey has walked and scored a run. Morandini with 6 triples on the year, tying him for the league lead. Curveball and a beauty on the outside corner, 1-2. Estacio starting to throw his breaking ball a little bit better. He has walked 3, all of them in the first inning. Struck out 1. He retired the Phillies in order in the second. Tell you what, though, if you're a hitter, you got to look away.
So far, that's all we've seen. I'm very surprised that Estacio has not been told by Ron Pernowski, look, come inside once just to brush that guy back a little bit.
Fouled away left side by Morandini.
That's almost like being given location by one of your teammates. If you know the pitcher's going to throw everything on the outside part of the plate, doesn't make any difference how it moves. You know, you're going to go in and look.
And he came inside then.
Pitch. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about the pitch on the inside. Well, that time he came inside a little bit, as we see 50 total pitches, which is a whole lot as we go into the bottom of the third.
Morandini to right field and deep. Back goes Corey Snyder, but it dies on the warning track. Morandini has 1 home run on the year. That was hit in the Astrodome early in the season. Well, the hottest series in baseball, the Phillies and the Cardinals, is coming your way. Only on Prism. There are the dates, the 27th, 28th, 29th. One of them a business person special. Only right here on Prism, the rematch you've been waiting for. And this is the only place you can see it. All 3 games of an all-important Phil series this July on Prism, the only place to be. The summer of '93, and they love the Crucker up there in the upper deck. And Prism, thank you for that nice banner, and I'm sure John appreciated the caricature. It's very accurate. Strike on the outside corner. Crucker walked his first time up. Walk number 71 on the year for John. Get that. 7th best average in Phillies history.
The scoreboard out in left center, Chris, has a 2-shot picture of John Kruk, unshaven and with his local beard now, and quite a difference.
Yeah. Stands there and looks at the plate and think that had to be outside, wasn't it? There's that.
There it is. It's the before Gillette and after Gillette. Picture of John Kruk.
1-2 to Kruk. Estacio fires a fastball high and outside, 2-2. On deck is Hollins. Both teams with 2 in the first. Struck him out. Number 2 for Pedro Astacio.
Watch the pitch here. Good movement on this changeup. He really pulled the string on it. You can see Kruk kind of waiting, and then still a little bit out in front of it.
And Hollins, the batter, hit a fly ball to right field his first time up. Moved Murandini to third, where he scored on Dalton's sacrifice fly to tie the game. Breaking ball, low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Hollins. Hard ground ball right through the wickets. That'll be an error on Carroll's. The first error of the ball game as it went right through his legs.
Well, that's embarrassing, but there's nothing you can do about it. Hollins really scorched the ball down to Carroll's at first base. Carroll's moving over to get in position, but didn't get the glove down quick enough. See him move over, but he just couldn't get the glove down as his feet. He got caught up with his feet and didn't get set quick enough. And those things happen. That's how hard the ball was hit.
7 errors this year on Karros. And Dalton, the batter. Darren, a sacrifice fly run batted in, his 63rd of the year. Puts him all alone in second place for RBIs behind Matt Williams, who's on the DL. Phillies will not see Matt Williams when the Giants come here this weekend.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, they'll miss that. Pitchers are happy. Williams having problems with an abdominal muscle, and they finally had a DL him. Pitch to Dalton. Off the end of the bat. Long run, Butler and Snyder, and Corey Snyder makes another terrific play. He just keeps picking Dalton's pocket. He's gotten him twice now in the last 2 games. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left. We're through 3, and it's tied at 2.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
The Phillies try to feast on the East when they shuffle the cards Tuesday, July 27th and Wednesday, July 28th at 7:35. And Thursday, July 29th, 12:35 for a business person special. Then the Pirates walk the plank Friday, July 30th at 7:35. Saturday, July 31st at 7:05. And Nostalgia Day Sunday, August 1st at 1:35 when everyone gets a free poster. Call 463-1000.
Well, back here at Veterans Stadium, Gary Maddox joins us. Strawberry hasn't been able to play much this year with all the problems he's had. Corey Snyder, what do you think of him as an outfielder?
Well, he definitely has a strong arm. If you have a strong arm, that's a good deterrent. And he's shown that he can go out and get the ball, too. Pretty good out there in right field. But if you're filling in for someone like Darryl Strawberry, where the expectations are so high, to do the job that Corey Snyder has done, I mean, he has to be considered in that same category as Eisenreich for the Phillies. I mean, to come on and do the job he did or has done so far in his time of need, I think is very good. Very good for the Dodgers to go out and get him.
Eric Davis, the batter, a base hit and an RBI his first time up. Tim Wallach and Lenny Harris to follow. Schilling's pitch bounces up there. Schilling had a strong inning in the third with a ground out and 2 strikeouts. His first 2 strikeouts of the game. See if he can keep it going. Davis, fly ball right center and deep. Long run again, Eisenreich, and it is gone. Over the wall in right center field, a home run for Eric Davis. His 8th home run of the year, and it's 3-2 Los Angeles.
Reminiscent of how he used to hit the Phillies when he was with the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, he used to own this ballpark. Man, did he get all of that?
But Eisenreich might run another one down.
You knew right away that he wasn't going after like he thought he had it. Look at Eric Davis, how low his hands are. That ball is hit hard, Chris.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one series he had here when Davis was a young player and hit all his home runs one weekend.
A couple of grand slams.
Yeah, he had a month and a weekend. Here is Eric Davis, who's been in trouble with a sore hand. He's had a lot of injuries over the years. Wallach, the batter, who grounded out his first time up. Off the end of the bat to second. And Morandini throws him out, one away. Here is Eric Davis, who just hit a home run to put the Dodgers ahead by a run here in the 4th inning. Just talked about what a powerful inning Schilling had the inning before, and Davis leads off with a homer here in the 4th.
Well, again, we've been talking about Tommy Green and the importance of him having a good game last night. Curt Schilling in the same boat. Got behind early, and the Phillies fought back to get him even again. You know, you hope that he can hold them until the Phillies can get on top, but gave up that run.
Lenny Harris, the batter, takes a fastball outside. Harris, a fly ball to center his first time up, batting at 244, playing at second base with Jody Reed on the DL. Breaking ball, foul away.
I think it's interesting speculating what the reasons are the guys struggle, especially Curt Schilling. I mean, Tommy Green, they say that their arms feel fine, so why would a guy go out there and struggle? I mean, Darren Dalton inferred that it might be nerves, and I think it might be more the case of nerves with say, someone like Curt Schilling or something, in my opinion, because he seems to be having good stuff. Last night after the game, I heard Tommy Green mention a dead arm. So, his arm is perfectly fine. That's a mental thing that you go out there that you have to overcome. So, a couple of young pitchers learning how to pitch when they don't have their top game going for them. That's a big part of growing in this game.
See Curt Schilling, how well he's pitched at Veterans Stadium. Same thing for Tommy Green, who's undefeated here. He's at 8-0. 3-1 to Harris. Harris chases ball 4 with 2 outs, with 1 out.
What was that, an Eric Davis flashback we just saw?
Really?
The guys down in the truck are entitled to one mistake.
And it'll make many. Schilling wanted that one, doesn't get it. That is walk number 3 issued by Schilling. 75 pitches already here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Astacio, who will be up there to bunt. He has 1 sacrifice so far this year. That's all.
Well, the guys in the dugout should feel safe if he's around the bunt this time.
That's something.
That was funny.
Boy, he hit some wicked fouls.
Boy, he made good contact too. Laid off a couple of good sliders.
This should be his 2nd sacrifice of the year as Kruk tosses to Morandini covering. Harris moves to second base. Sacrifice 3-4, 2 outs. Brett Butler coming up.
Well, we saw him foul off a couple. This time it's just a simple sacrifice, and he gets it down pretty easily. Kruk yells right away he has it to avoid any confusion there.
So Lenny Harris, a 2-out base runner for Butler, who's grounded out and walked. Offerman, the on-deck batter. Good pitch away, gets it started with a strike, 0-1.
Ball's outside.
He'd have been great last night with, well,
I was here part of the time.
It wasn't as bad when you were on in the middle 3. It was pretty bad early. Fastball fouled away.
But I get a kick out of, our sports channel crew. They do a good job, but I listen to Colby all the time, and everything's a strike.
Oh, yeah. Well, the pitchers think everything's a strike.
So
it doesn't matter where it is. They want everything. Can't blame them.
But just a hitter's perspective and a pitcher's perspective.
Sure. And it's always going to be different. Butler, good numbers lifetime against the Phillies. Schilling ahead of him, 0-2. Down the line, Incaviglia playing way over this. Sometimes you'll see with Butler, they'll retire him on balls in foul territory. He'll hit a line drive down the line, and the left fielder will catch it in foul territory because they play over so far. There is Incaviglia shaded way over, as is Dykstra. Hardly ever see Butler pull a ball. It's normally an off-speed pitch if he does.
Yeah, and if Schilling throws him an off-speed pitch that he can pull, somebody's going to answer.
Oh, boy, he bounces that breaking ball. It'll be a wild pitch. Dalton tried to block it, couldn't do a whole lot with that one. And Schilling wild pitches Harris over to third. Here's a case, Gary. Looks like a guy just trying to throw a perfect pitch.
Well, with 0-2, you don't want to give him anything he can turn on like we were talking about. So he probably was trying to get him to chase something. Just held on to it a little too long.
Here's the line on Schilling thus far. Terry Mulholland will go here tomorrow night against Ramon Martinez. Butler pops it up, foul, out of play. Butler mentioned him early in the game as an irritating hitter for a pitcher because he fouls off so many good pitches, and he just tries to put it in play to the opposite field, especially behind in the count. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-2. Butler almost always sees a lot of pitches when he's up there.
Well, he does. You have if all you're thinking about doing is just hitting the ball late, then you know you're going to be able to wait a long time. You're going to foul off a lot of pitches, and you're going to have a good eye because you really look a long time at the pitch.
Close, but outside, so the count's full at 3-2. Schilling waiting for Butler to get back in.
That wild pitch was kind of important because it gets the runner over to third base. With Butler hitting, you usually can make a play at the plate if he gets a base hit.
And Butler walks again. Walk number 4 issued by Schilling. Second in the inning, and that'll bring up Offerman. 0 for 2, a fly ball to left, and a great running catch by Eisenreich in right center. So Schilling has had just one real easy inning. That was the third. In the second inning, he had 2 outs, walked Butler, and then got the third out. The Dodgers have had him in trouble.
Well, it's especially important for a pitcher not to be, I can't say not to be nervous on the mound, but to really be able to have that under control. There's always that adrenaline flowing for every player, but you have to be able to play with it under control, and it's really evident when you go into the playoffs. I remember the first time we went into the playoffs, I was so nervous, I couldn't believe it. But that's the importance of having been there. The next time it's a little bit easier, and you learn that you're going to feel that way, but you have to be able to control it. Curt Schilling, I think, is learning that right now because every game is important for this team.
0-1 on Offerman. Low. There's Joey Amalfitano, the third base coach. Ben Hines is the first base coach for the Dodgers. There's Ben.
You know, Joey and I went to the same high school, right?
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Oh,
all these years?
San Pedro guy. I mean, of course, he was old enough to be my father.
He had to be a senior when you were a freshman.
No, I just said we went to the same high school, not anywhere near the same time.
1-2.
I also had a chance to, he was a coach when I was with the Giants early on. Then he went on to manage the Chicago Cubs and then ended up going back to the Dodgers.
Joey Amalfitano up for the first year in 1954. He was an infielder. Thank God he won a hanging breaking ball. The ball was up a little bit, and he got Offerman to swing at it, and Offerman's upset. He slams his helmet. Schilling gets out of the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 left. There's your score.
Can Texaco System 3 gasolines help make a difference in performance?
System 3 performs in a car the way I perform in a car.
With System 3, anybody can perform like Mario Andretti, but not in my county.
Every grade of Texaco System 3 performs in cars both new and old.
They do? Well, no wonder we're getting the horsepower we should be getting. Isn't that right, Auntie?
Count on System 3 for performance in your car.
Dad, could you drive like Mario Andretti?
In the summer of '93, only one channel will bring you exciting, fist-pumping, first-place Phillies action. And over 100 star-studded, critically acclaimed, blockbuster, commercial-free movies. Prism. The only channel with exclusive Phillies home games and over 100 movies a month. It's the only place to be in the summer of '93. The Phillies, the Giants, the best in the East battles the best in the West. Live from the vet Thursday night at 7:30, exclusively on Prism.
The Cardinals will be coming here for Business Person Special number 3 on Thursday, July the 29th. Game time will be at the normal 12:35, so come on out. We'll see you out here. Fun in the sun. Compliments of Mellon-PSFS. Call 463-1000 for your tickets, or stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon-PSFS Broad and Chestnut Streets. 3-2 game in favor of the Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-4-1 L.A. 2 runs on just 1 hit and no errors for the Phillies. The Phillies hit the leadoff home run by Dykstra. Estacio is settled down, pitched 2 strong innings, the second and third. Eisenreich, the batter, will be followed by Incaviglia, then Batiste. 6, 7, 8 hitters for Jim Fragosi's club. Estacio starts him with a fastball over for a strike. Started to get that curveball over the last couple innings, and that's why he's been getting more and more successful. 0-2. Talked about Gary, how he pitches everybody away, and yet the Phillies are not doing a whole lot with it. Doesn't come inside much. Now he's going to go with the curveball again. Bounced it. No, says the third base umpire Angel Hernandez.
They were asking the wrong guy. They were asking the first base umpire.
Better go to third on those left-handed hitters.
Piazza did the right thing, though. He blocked it first and then worried about who to ask. Good play.
Yeah, in case the strike gets away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Eisenreich. Eisenreich with a couple homers on the year, one of them a grand slam. We're going to go to the curveball again. And he beats it to the shortstop Opperman on a big hop. Throws, got him, 1 away. There's Estacio, first year. As I mentioned, 5 of those wins for him were complete game shutouts. The first one coming in his major league debut on July the 3rd against the Phillies in the second game of a doubleheader at L.A. Had 10 strikeouts that night. Incaviglia struck out in the first inning. Fly ball down the right field line, slicing foul, and it will go out of play.
Interesting pitch selection to go after Incaviglia with that fastball. Piazza wanted it low and away, and I think Estacio did a good job of getting it in the place where Incaviglia couldn't really handle it. Now that really sets up the breaking ball and the opportunity to throw whatever pitch he wants to here.
Which will be the breaking ball. Whoa. It nicked him. Pete doesn't know it. Hallion had to tell him. That won't make Lasorda happy, and here he comes. And the hitter didn't even know it hit him.
Looked like it might have got his shirt.
Here comes Tommy.
barely nicked him, that's for sure. You get hit with that ball, you know it. Incaviglia, though he's strong, he would have known if he got hit. It's Tom Minnesota. I think it did get his shirt. Let's take another look here. It was that breaking ball. Boy, he lets it go inside. We can't tell whether or not it got his shirt as he was turning around.
Well, obviously Hallion heard something because Incaviglia didn't feel it.
He sure didn't see it.
No, he was just hatting up and getting out of there. Batista fly ball to right his first time up. Right at Opperman, and he will double up Incaviglia. Batista hit that ball right on the nose, and Incaviglia makes a base running mistake, and he is doubled at first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left through 4. The Dodgers lead it by 1.
Yeah, you're right, Judd. There's no beach traffic.
Easy. I went out. There's a Coke machine.
Man, I'm so hot.
You certainly are.
Hot as in sweaty.
Hey, so crank on the AC.
Air conditioning is for the weak, like yourself.
I'm sticking to the seat like yourself.
That
Please
dog is
don't.
moving faster than we are.
All you guys ever do is complain.
Your shoes are pretty.
Could someone please fan me?
No.
Coca-Cola, anyone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan, for serving a purpose in my life for the first time.
Well,
You're very welcome.
The new Lexus GS is equipped with a vehicle speed-sensitive steering system so responsive that it actually improves your feel for the road. Now, the only thing more exhilarating than watching the Lexus GS is driving it. The new GS.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your Proud to be your bud.
The annual Phillies family autograph and auction party scheduled for Monday night is the 2nd at 6 o'clock, and all proceeds go to the ALS Association. That's really a fun night. The tickets are on sale. Call the Phils at 463-1000 or get them in person here at the vet. They are limited. They're on sale right now, so make your plans to come on out here on Monday night, August the 2nd, for the ALS benefit. Corey Snyder will lead it off, Eric Karros, and then Mike Piazza. Strike called to Snyder, who doubled and scored in the first inning, hit a ground ball to short in the third. Fouled away. Greg Jeffries, a 2-run home run off Tom Glavine in the first inning. Cardinals lead at 2-0. Bob Tewksbury on the mound tonight for St. Louis, as Atlanta is at St. Louis for 3. Batiste to his left on a hop, throws him out, 1 away. See Snyder really run that ball out. That's the way he plays. He fell his last time up and never got out of the box. Karros, the batter, blooped a single off the end of his bat, knocked in a run in the first, scored, and is struck out.
There's a play, Batiste going to his left there. Nice play he made. You know, it's the routine play that the Phillies would like to see him be more consistent at. He has great athletic ability, and we've seen him do some great things out there. And it's consistency that they want at shortstop.
Karros, a foul tip held on to by Dalton. Schilling tonight has walked 4, struck out 3. There's a base hit to center field. Ball kind of hung out over the plate for Karros. Dykstra gets it back into the infield. And Karros on with a base hit.
Well, I don't know if that was a hanging breaking ball or if he tried to just take something off of a fastball, but it did kind of, it stayed up. And Karros just had time just to say, oh, just waved at it and lined it in the left center there. I don't know what the pitch was.
Looked like a slider that just kind of spun up there. Piazza, the batter. He has walked and struck out. Piazza hit a long drive his last time up, foul down the right field line and into the seats.
A couple of nice articles on him in the paper today. Did you happen to see him on Piazza?
Yeah, they were really good, both good articles.
Playing for Tommy Lasorda. I tell you, aside from, you know, managers that I played for, I think that Tommy Lasorda is the best manager I've had to play against. And I think the Dodgers organization, aside from the Phillies, is the best organization I've had to play against on a professional career. They just do a good job over there, and I have just a lot of respect for Tommy Lasorda.
Morandini knocks it off his glove, and that's going to allow the runner Karros to go to third. So they have runners now at the corners now with one out, and that'll be a base hit. Morandini, that ball took a big hop on him as he reached for it. It kicked off his glove.
You see, this ball has a lot of overspin on, a lot of top spin, so that when it takes that second hop, I mean, it's picking up speed, and Morandini gets there in time to deflect it, but the ball was getting through there pretty good.
So Davis, the batter, he has knocked in 2 tonight. An RBI single in the first and a solo home run his last time up. Davis was 1 for 10 off Schilling coming into the game tonight. Up the middle, and it has eyes and shoots through for another hit for Davis. He's 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and the Dodgers lead it 4-2.
You can say the ball has eyes or it just barely gets through the hole, but look at the pitch right over the heart of the plate. You know, Schilling's success has always been his movement and his location. Now he seems to be throwing the fat strikes. Again, just out of Batista's reach.
And Johnny Padres on his way out to the mound. There are the totals as we're in the top of the 5th inning. Dodgers have now out-hit the Phillies 7-1. Schilling with a deep breath.
How you calm a player down, I guess that's what makes the manager's job what it is. To me, that's how you judge a good manager. I think with the advent of the bench coach, that everybody's pretty good at the X's and O's or making those decisions that come up during a game. But it's the manager that can get the best out of his players and get them to produce that I think is going to have the inside edge.
So Mike Williams starting to heat up. Schilling due to bat first for the Phillies in the 5th. Here's Wallach, and this pitch is outside. Wallach 0 for 2 tonight. He's hit 2 ground balls to Morandini. Tim Wallach, the longtime Montreal Expos, in a Dodgers uniform for the first time.
He said that he is having the time of his life getting a chance to play for Tommy Lasorda. Someone he's always respected, and he's now getting a chance to play for.
Here's a good pitch over for a strike. He is a native Californian.
You know, the funny thing is, as a player against the Dodgers and against Tommy Lasorda, you're always saying, oh, they're hugging all over the place and he's kissing them and all the rah-rah stuff. But it's amazing how players respond to that when they get over there in the other dugout.
Hung that breaking ball inside. Hollins is going to go to second. They won't get anybody. Davis really hustled. And the bases are loaded on the infield hit by Wallach.
This is a breaking ball. Look at it stay inside. The Wallach turns on it. There's Hollins. He feels he's got a better chance to go to second base when maybe he could have gone across the diamond to get Wallach.
And here we are with Lenny Harris and Schilling at 100 pitches. This could possibly be his last inning as he's due to lead off, and it's very important for him to exercise some damage control here. The bases are loaded, as we said, and there's only 1 out. And Harris tonight is 0 for 1. He has flied out and walked. There are the runners. Piazza at third. Eric Davis at second. And Tim Wallach on with an infield hit at first. Breaking ball. Look at this. Right over Krupp's head. A high chopper. 2 runs are going to score. So Schilling has been, he's had a strange inning. I mean, he's made some bad pitches, but they've also hit some hippity hops on him. And now, all of a sudden, it's a 6-2 ball game.
AstroTurf base hit if there ever was one. Look at that hop. Kruk at as high as he can get. We're not going to say how high that was, but he was up there. He just gets over his glove.
9 hits now.
And you can hear Curt Schilling talking to himself, hey, man, what else is going to go bad for me?
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, he's given up some hard hit balls tonight. He's given up a lot of strange hits, but that's what happens when you're going bad the way he is right now.
I think you have to recognize that. You know, you can't sit there and you feel sorry for yourself or say that, you know, make up excuses. You got to go ahead and take the bull by the horns and go ahead and get the job done. That's the bottom line.
That's this game, isn't it? Stasio might bunt. There's one out. He bunted his last time up. He is around to bunt. He does. And the sacrifice, Schilling to Morandini. Harris moving to second base. Sack 1-4, the second of the night for Stasio, his third of the season. And there are 2 outs with runners at second and third. And the crowd really sitting on their hands right now as the Dodgers have scored 3 runs here in the 5th inning to take a 4-run lead. And Schilling will be gone after this inning. It would appear as he's due to bat first. His next start will be on Sunday against the Giants. Last game before the All-Star break.
And that All-Star break has served as a time to get your thoughts together and say, forget any kind of bad habits I picked up.
Well, at one time, I think he thought, and a lot of people thought, he had a legitimate shot at making that team. Butler takes it over for a strike. Butler tonight has walked twice and grounded out. 6 runs on 9 hits for Los Angeles. They've committed an error. 2 runs on just 1 hit, and no errors for the Phillies. Schilling really needs to bear down. I mean, if you're a pitcher right now, you know you're gone after this inning, or maybe before if he doesn't get this guy out.
This will probably be his last inning.
Fouled back. Yeah, a lot of times when a pitcher's out there in this situation, he knows he's gone. You still got to bear down and try and keep those last 2 runners on base. 6-2 is a lot different than 8-2. There is Mike Williams, who will be the new Phillies pitcher. And the count's 2-2 on Butler. And now Schilling steps off. Here we go, 2-2 to Butler. Breaking ball, and it's over for a strike call. On the outside corner, Butler is out. But the Dodgers have a big inning. They scored 3 runs. 5 hits. No errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the 5th. There's your score.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
This is a Bell of Pennsylvania on the front?
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and One-Step Tire Care. Now available at Pep Boys.
My store is my life. I've given it everything. To me, there's nothing else like it.
At Nationwide Insurance, we believe that every business is different. Each one has its own needs. You have to...
They've helped me with my home and car insurance, so I knew we could develop a plan to protect my business.
The last thing Bob needs to worry about is insurance. That's my job.
Nationwide is on your side.
By Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Roslyn is Leroy Funk.
Well, there's a line on Kurt Schilling. As we expected, he is now done for the night. It's hard to say what he must be thinking right now. It has to be very, very frustrating. You know, he got down 2-0. Phillies got him back to 2-2, and then he gives up 4 more. The home run by Davis, and then a bunch of hippity hops in the 5th inning. But the Dodgers, as you said, Gary, making bad pitches in the strike zone.
You know, and what players ask themselves, you know, you get to going so bad, you say, like, have I ever played this game before? You know, you forget about the successes you had. It's so frustrating.
So Amaro will bat for Schilling, and then Dykstra to follow, and Morandini in a 6-2 game. The Dodgers lead it. Mike Williams will be the new pitcher for the Phillies, and Pedro Estacio still has given up just 1 hit. He's walked 3 and hit a batter, but all 3 of those walks came in the 1st inning. Amaro gets jammed, little looper, and Wallach makes the play 1 away. So Amaro is retired as a pinch hitter, and Dykstra will bat with a leadoff homer and a ground ball to short. And there goes Schilling, headed for the clubhouse. Johnny Padres, slap on the fanny on the way by.
The only one down on Schilling is Schilling. They'll attempt to right him mentally. That's going to be the biggest problem, because I think he still has very good stuff.
Schilling also charged with a balk tonight. That was that one where the ball dropped out of his hand when he was on the pitching rubber. 1-0 to Dykstra. Lenny hits it high in the air, shallow center field. Butler, Davis, it'll be Brett Butler puts it away. 2 outs. For Morandini, who walked and scored in the 1st, a fly ball to right in the 3rd inning.
Well, you could tell, you know, I know what Butler came in, took charge on that ball, all because he struck out. You know, normally he may consider giving Eric Davis that fly ball, but he was mad because he struck out looking, and you could tell how he came in and just said, I'm taking this one. And Eric just kind of stood off. I know the feeling.
You never went out there with that thought, did you, after striking out?
Strike out, weak. That ball Amaro hit, I'm one of those. Any kind of weak at battle, you'll take it right out there in the outfield.
That's one of those ones where they yell and stay with them in the other dugout, eh?
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes to Mickey. The Kruk on deck. Phillies are kind of dead in the water right now. They need something to get them going. They trail at 6-2 in the 5th on a hot, humid night. There is Estacio. Still not a good ratio, but a lot of that was early. Through a number of pitches in the 1st inning. As we mentioned, he walked 3 in that inning. Only 1 of them scored. I've never seen a pitcher pitch so many batters away and have so much success. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has hit a batter. And there's also been an error, but he's only 1 over the minimum since the 1st. As there has been a line drive double play behind him. That one got Piazza, and Paul Richardson rings the chimes. 3-2.
What is rings the chimes? I think he got him on the arm, didn't it?
Yeah. Sorta.
I don't know what any of that's all about.
It hurt, whatever it did.
It's a good indication as to why they call it the tools of ignorance.
Morandini looks for the ball away and hits it away. The Phillies have to do to Estacio because he stays out there with everybody. A first hit for the Phillies since the 1st inning as Morandini grounds a single to left field.
This is open for Morandini. If he wants to be the type of hitter that goes that way, that's going to be open for him quite a bit. That and the other night we saw him lay down a bunt. Those 2 things, you bring the infielders in and then you hit the ball the other way by him.
And here is Kruk. John has walked and struck out 0 for 1 at 349, coming into the game at 351. 3rd best in the league, and leading the league in walks now with 71 of them. Fouled out of play down the left field line. Kruk's a guy who can drive a ball the other way.
You know, but it doesn't appear that the left-handed hitters are diving out there for that ball. There's something about his delivery that freezes them, and then the ball runs away from them. So they're not getting that real good swing as far as driving the ball the other way. They're going to try something off speed here. This could be out of here.
Bounced up there, and a good block by Piazza. Yeah, well, most pitchers, even if they're going to do what he's doing tonight, will just courtesy inside once in a while. And he just doesn't do that. So as you say, there's got to be more to it.
Well, and there has to be, the other team has to give you an indication that they're going to make you do that. You know, eventually if they start to drive your ball the other way, then you say, well, maybe I got to get them back off the plate. But the Phillies, I mean, only 2 hits so far this evening.
A ball and a strike on John Kruk. Pitch out. You pitch out in a 6-2 game. You're the analyst.
Well, you see Piazza looking over in the dugout, so he got his sign from somebody, and they're making a living at doing it. I guess I can't question. But 6-2, I don't see it. There's a changeup that John Kruk was way out in front of.
From a 2-0 changeup, his first time up, now a 2-1 changeup. You see Kruk against right-handers. Look what he's done against right-handed pitching, and good against left-handers. 2-2 with Morandini leading off first and 2 outs. Dave Holland's on deck. Fouled away.
Again, it's that fastball that that's running away from him. See that changeup, the off-speed pitch, they're out in front. Then he comes in with the fastball that's running away. Good job of keeping these hitters off balance.
Change of speeds. Boy, the guys that can change his speeds in the strike zone can be successful. He's doing it well against Dacia. He kind of jumps at the hitter, too. 2-2. A check swing foul. That would get Piazza, too. He's had a tough inning. I don't think it did.
Well, you got a lot of left-handers up there, and you got a pitcher that's sinking the ball away, and they're going to hit over the top of it, and that means foul balls. Watch John Kruk just at the top of this, and it goes straight down and back.
Yet another one. That was off the shin guards. Rogers wearing those gray shin guards, chest protector now.
Are they doing that at home as well, or is that just a road?
Probably on the road, huh? Kruk off the end of the bat in the left field with a base hit. So he looked away, it appeared, and got one off the end of the bat for a hit. And the Phillies now have 2 on with 2 outs for Hollins, who is 0 for 2.
That's the type of discipline it takes from the team. You got, it's not a big swing. Watch him just reach out and just place it out there. That's what Morandini was able to do as well. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get your runs, maybe, but if you show that kind of patience, then you can at least make them start to have to pitch you inside a little bit.
Hollins has hit a fly ball to fairly deep right field and lived on an error by Caros, the first baseman, as he allowed the ball to go through his legs. Dave has 53 runs batted in. Morandini at second, Kruk at first, 2 outs, 6-2 LA in the 5th. Right down the middle, first strike call.
See, when he wants to get ahead of you, that case right there, right down the middle. But now once he gets that strike on you, watch where the location is now and watch the movement on the ball. You might get a breaking ball, you might get a fastball running away.
Actually getting the bullpen up. That was a running fastball. That one got Piazza. Well, he is a target. Omar Dahl, the one left-hander they have in the bullpen, and that is Pedro Martinez, Ramon's little brother, starting to loosen. Ramon will pitch here tomorrow night against Terry Mulholland.
Here's that pitch a little bit away and down. Hollins over the top of it. Another foul ball off Piazza.
He'll want the tape of this inning. Find out why he's hurting so much. I think he won't want it. 0-2. And now they're having trouble getting together on the pitch. Phillies with 2 singles in the inning. Hits 2 and 3 in the ball game for them. Astacio got the first 2 batters out, and now 2 hits.
So normally, if you're on second base and you're trying to steal pitches, you have a catcher, a Latin American catcher, and an Latin American pitcher, and a Latin whatever.
Bounced up there, and that one got away from Piazza. I'll let you regroup on that.
Okay. You have a pitcher from Latin America, and you have a catcher that's from the U.S. So they really try to keep their signs as simple as possible. Communication barrier.
Boy, has he had it in Piazza. One finally gets away from him. That one hit Hallion.
It just bounces right over his shoulder.
So the Phillies have 2 in scoring position now, and they count 1 and 2 on Hollins as Astacio bounced that breaking ball up there. Tommy Lasorda looks on. And Astacio worked from the full windup. Breaking ball, and what a beautiful pitch that was. My goodness. Right there. Throws him for a strikeout. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Through 5, Dodgers lead it 6-2.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
The Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular is coming your way July 19th at the Coventry Mall at routes 100 and 724, just south of Route 422 near Pottstown. Join Angelo, Glenn, Jason, and Al for an hour of complete and utter baseball madness. Visit any of the mall's 90 merchants prior to the taping and register for a great grand prize giveaway, a Prism night at the Phillies for 2. It's the Great Sports Debate Summer Baseball Spectacular, Monday, July 19th at the Coventry Mall. Be there or be a Mets fan.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
Dodgers here tomorrow night, and then the Giants in for 4. For tickets, call 463-1000. That game on Saturday afternoon, by the way, begins at 3 o'clock. Sunday is Mesh Jersey Day.
Here's a pitch that ended the inning. What a fine sequence of pitches also by Astacio. I mean, he threw Hollins nothing but fastballs away, then came in. You see him start to step towards that outside, to look for that outside pitch, and it was a breaking ball, just frozen. He knew it.
He knew it, oh yeah. And here's the new pitcher for the Phillies, the right-hander Mike Williams, brought up from Scranton Wilkes-Barre on July the 2nd to replace Mark Davis, who, by the way, was in the Phillies clubhouse this afternoon picking up some things and saying goodbye to a few guys. There are his numbers at Scranton. This will be his 2nd stint with the Phillies. Was 3-1 with a 2.49 earned run average at Scranton Wilkes-Barre during the month of June. Jose Offerman will lead it off, Corey Snyder, and then Eric Karros.
Did you hear that? Sound like somebody dropped some barbells.
Did I hear that?
Sound like somebody dropped some barbells in his head. So I was wondering if you heard it also.
There, you see what Offerman was signed at age 18, 17. I mean, if you didn't hear that, you probably got a few people jumping in their couches at home. What'd you drop, honey? 2 balls and 1 strike to Offerman. Mike Williams is 6'3", 195-pounder. He's now 23 years of age. He'll be 24 on the 29th of this month. And there's another one up the middle. Oh, man, they got highs tonight.
I mean to tell you.
One of those nights so far.
This ball here is not hit hard, and it takes a lot of bounces, but it somehow gets up the middle. Breaking ball slider. He just kind of pulls it back over his head. You know, I think that will fool an infielder more than anything. The ball starts out away, and they have a tendency to lean in the direction they think the ball is going to be hit.
Corey Snyder, the batter, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Kurt Schilling, 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Mike Williams on in his first inning of work. Astacio all the way so far for Los Angeles. Strike, says Tom Hallion. On deck batter Karros, and then Piazza to follow. Right-handed hitters. Eric Davis, batting 6th in the lineup tonight, is 3 for 3 with 3 runs batted, including a homer. Guy who had not had much luck against Schilling earlier. Just 1 for 10 coming into the ball game tonight against Schilling.
Kurt Schilling will be back. He has too good of stuff. I mean, there's some days he can just go out there and throw it and he'll get a victory. So there's no question he'll be back, in my opinion. But the mental adjustment that's required in this game, I think he's learning that it, you know, does take some extra concentration, especially when you're struggling out there.
He's probably down there in Video Dan's room right now, hearing exactly what you're saying, knowing that's coming from a veteran who's been through it.
Well, I saw him in spring training, and I know, you know, I watched him when he had complete confidence and his stuff was working for him. He could almost go out there and put it wherever he wanted.
Offerman started to go and then held up. Snyder hit it off the end of the bat foul first base side, and he checks the bat to see if he broke it. Ryan Kelly, the right field ball girl.
She fires an overhand heater into the stands.
Stay loose. Some of the girls just run by there and hand it off like a quarterback. No balls and 2 strikes now on Snyder. And Offerman drifts back to the bag and now leads off. Does not run, and the pitch is beaten foul third base side. Tantalizing trickles down there, and a team effort as they get that guy back.
Boy, Darren Dalton really wanted that ball outside. He was halfway to first base, wasn't he? He was sitting so far outside. And if you're going to make a mistake with that breaking ball, you better make sure it's away. You leave it inside to a hitter like Snyder, and you can see it land up in the seats.
Yeah, he fires that hip out. They're coming back inside. It's getting him off the plate. That's
just what it's all about, folks. That's
your 0-2 pitch, huh?
That's it.
Crowd like that one.
Likes to get him out of the way, so you brush him back. Now see if he's as brave this time when he steps up there. See if he's willing to look for that breaking ball away now.
Would you call this leaving your feet?
You swear you've been hit. I guess he kind of landed on the line there. It's obvious if you look at his back of his uniform.
And he did throw the obligatory breaking ball outside.
I guess he tried to get out of the way of that one.
Looks like he was lying on third base when they lined the field, huh? 2-2 on Snyder. Pretty good straight line, too, for the ground crew.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss, throw to second, and it is not in time. Offerman will steal the base.
Well,
Offerman, his 14th of the year.
You know, that was a strikeout on a changeup that helped Offerman to steal that base, but he pulled the string very nicely. There's Offerman going. He's going all the way. Doesn't look back to check if it's hit and run or anything. Straight steal.
And here is Eric Karros, the batter. He's had a good night. 2 for 3 with 2 hits. 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a strikeout.
Mike Williams, that was a good sequence of pitches he used on Corey Snyder there. A nice little brush back pitch. Then came back and got him on a changeup. Tried to get him off. Tried to finish him off with the breaking ball. It didn't work. Then came up with the changeup.
Deep to center field. Dykstra floating back near the track and has room. Offerman will tag and head for third base. And there are 2 outs on the long fly to center by Eric Karros.
Offerman kind of lost in the third base. Joey Amalfitano was halfway to home plate, hoping that Offerman would run hard all the way through in case the cutoff man was overthrown or something.
Yeah, exactly. And the way he went to third, he had no chance if the ball had gotten away to scoring.
Exactly right. But you could see Amalfitano was halfway down the third baseline.
Piazza, the batter. 1 for 2, a walk, a strikeout. He has also scored a run. Stay tuned for a profile with Larry Rosen and Kim Batiste coming up. Fastball over.
Tell you, you get out here in this 95-degree weather, and you do it day in and day out. It's hard to bring your best game to the ballpark every day.
And it's going to be like this right through this homestand, it sounds like.
Well, you know what keeps it going for you, though, if you're in contention. If you're on a team that's winning, especially, wow, that hurts.
He haven't. I mean, he's getting beat up behind the plate, Gary, and now that thing.
If the pitcher's not doing it, he's doing it to himself.
Really? He's a big, strong man, though. He can handle it.
Off-speed pitches way out in front of it and just hits it. Boom, bounces up. Ah, he's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry for the ball. 0-2 on Piazza. And they're going to go away from him with a breaking ball, looks like. Got a little more of the plate than the Darren Dalton wanted Mike Williams to get, and Piazza fouls it off.
Boy, he was lucky to get a piece of that. The ball, it really fooled him. But he left it so far over the plate that he was able to get his bat on it.
Piazza with 53 runs batted in his rookie year.
Here we go to that Corey Snyder brush back. Oh, ooh.
That one bounced up, got Dalton in the mask, and some dirt flew in his eye.
Boy, you know what happened also? He turned his head just a little bit in anticipation. The ball came up. Watch how he turns his head just a second and almost gets right there. Ah.
Well, he should be glad he's not wearing contact lenses with that dirt jumping his eyes.
Nobody works any harder than Darren.
I'll tell you what.
You know, I get down to Florida quite a bit, and I get spend some time with Darren down there. He's always working.
Fastball away, and Piazza hits it right into center field for a base hit. Dodgers have another run, and they lead it 7-2 on the second hit of the night by Piazza, and his 54th run batted in.
Made some good pitches, and that was a good pitch, a little bit away, but Piazza stays right there. That's strength right there when you can generate that type of bat speed with the ball away from you.
He likes the ball up too. You know, if you get that ball down, you've got a chance, but he left it up out over the plate, and he hits that pitch. Here's Davis. We mentioned what a good night he's having. So Mike Williams gives up a run coming into the game in the 6th inning, and the Dodgers are pouring it on right now, leading it 7-2, and they've out hit the Phillies 11-3. Davis experimented with getting those hands up a little bit for a while, but he's right back down to where he was before. And if you get the ball down to him, that's what he hits.
His hands are right down there, and it's easy just to bring the head of the bat through the strike zone, through the hitting area.
1 ball, 1 strike to him. Change up. Deep to center. Dykstra has a beat on it and grabs it. That'll do it for the Dodgers in the 6th inning, as they pick up another run on 2 hits or no errors, and they'll lead 1. Dodgers 7, Phillies 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Time now for tonight's Phillies profile as Larry Rosen visits with Phillies shortstop Kim Batiste.
The fates and fortunes have indeed been outrageous for one Kimothy Batiste. The pride of the farm system, who earned a spot as a starting shortstop last season, was demoted on merit in midseason, made the club as a utility man in 1993, then earned praise at third base while filling in for Dave Hollins. Through it all this year, Kim seems much more relaxed and at peace. What's the key?
Number one thing I can say is a positive attitude. I'm maintaining a positive attitude, good or bad. I'm going to keep a positive attitude. And if I keep a positive attitude, that's going to help me along through the rough time, and it's also going to make me feel even better, more relaxed, even through the good times. So if I don't, if I keep the positive attitude and keep going strong, working hard and giving 100%, I shouldn't have any problems.
Hey kids, if you love the Fanatic, Prism wants to give you the chance to be the Fanatic special pal at the August 14th Phillies Mets game. You can spend the 5th inning with the big green guy and watch the rest of the game in some really great seats. If you're 6 to 12 years old and you want to be the Fanatic's pal, just send a postcard to the address right there on your screen, or have Mom and Dad send it in for you. It's a fantastic Fanatic contest from Prism. The only place to be right here in the summer of '93, and it is definitely the summertime as the heat and humidity has descended on the city. Good crowd here again at the ballpark tonight. Looks like over 30,000. No fireworks tonight. We had over 50,000 here last night for the second fireworks show. There's the Phillies bench, kind of quiet, as the Dodgers are putting it to them right now, leading by 5 runs here in the 6th inning. And Pedro Astacio has been a tough competitor tonight.
He has. He's been keeping the hitters off balance, mixed up his pitches well, got ahead of the hitters when he had to, and made the good pitcher. Boy, I thought Wes Chamberlain was loading a gun there for a second.
Shave that bat a little, huh? The handle?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's new since I left.
Either that or he's got a cellular phone he's working on down there.
On a night like this, a shaved bat helps you to get a grip, because that pine tar doesn't work. It just doesn't get sticky.
Dalton the batter, and Astacio misses outside, ball 1. There you go, Gary. Teach you something. New method. Remember Pete Rose used to have that big old bone back there in the
Pete
clubhouse?
wants to make it hard.
Yep. Outside 2-0.
I figured if you wanted a thinner handle, you just ordered one.
Tell you what, you got to be careful that doesn't slip off that bat.
Tear the uniform.
Yaha.
You might tear the uniform.
I'm telling you. 2-0. Outside 3-0. Dalton has a run batted in tonight on a sacrifice fly. He's also hit a fly ball to right field. Corey Snyder's made some great plays on him in this 2-game series. Made a fine play the last time up on Dalton. 3-0 to Dutch. He takes all the way, and it is.
He doesn't want to take.
Outside, he thought it was a strike. He was just standing there. All of a sudden, he looked around at Howie and was like, "Go ahead."
That's showing up the umpire right there.
That's walk number 4 for Astacio, the first one since the first inning.
I mean, most times you see guys, especially losing 7-2, you hope it's meanwhile back at the bat.
And Eisenreich, the batter.
Usually when it's close to ball 4, you take off down the line and hope you get a favorable call.
Phillies need base runners. They have a leadoff base runner. They're not holding Dalton on. Ground ball is short, could be 2. Hopperman falls down. That play got out of sync immediately when he fell down and gave Harris a terrible throw, so they only get 1.
Yeah, that timing is all important when you're turning that double play. He gave Harris a seed because he was falling off balance. If they'd have turned that, it would have been a special one. But you see right there, he goes to make the throw and just pulls Harris off. Harris likes to get the ball right as he's getting to the base so he can touch it, come off, and throw. He was a little late getting there.
Beating Cavilla, the batter. Icky tonight has struck out and was hit by a pitch his last time up by Astacio as it just barely brushed him. Omar Dowell, the left-hander. Roger McDowell, the right-hander, heating up. Kim Batiste waits on deck, and Mike Williams due to bat. Phillies have the bullpen up. Looks like Jose De Leon starting to loosen. De Leon started that second game here Saturday morning at 1:28. Cavilla pops it up. Playable third base side in foul territory. Wallach. That's the second out of the inning.
Boy, he ran that fastball up and in to Incaviglia. Ends up chasing it's a ball, I believe. Watch the movement on it. Up, and it runs in on him. He tries to open up to get the head of the bat to it, but that's a tough pitch to get around on.
And there is Jose De Leon loosening up. Kim Batiste, the batter. He's fly to right, lined into a double play. Nobody in the on-deck circle as of yet for the Phillies. Breaking ball misses outside. Piazza field at first. No, says Jim Quick. Down the right field line, slicing towards the stand. Snyder over, and it's out of play. And they just get one over there? Yeah. Looks like that same group. Batiste will head on back. Kim now the regular shortstop with Mariano Duncan on the DL until after the All-Star break. Phillies with another game against the Dodgers tomorrow night, 4 against the Giants. And then the All-Star break, and then a very important long road trip out to the coast for 11 games. Milt Thompson is out to bat for Williams if Batiste keeps the inning alive. Ooh. Breaking ball, and he throws him with it. The old knee locker, 1-2. There's Milt. Been a hot hitter lately. Fastball just misses. 2-2. And Astacio now at 100 pitches.
Now look at the ratio. I think what I've noticed about his pitches, though, they're all pretty close to the strike zone. I mean, good enough to get hitters to chase it, or at least offer at it.
Breaking ball, and he struck him out. That'll do it for the Phillies in the 6th. Strikeout number 4 for Astacio. We'll see Gary tomorrow night. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base through 6, 7-2 LA.
Well, some people only use
Sure, they'll be waiting for your phone call. Make that call tomorrow morning. You can take it right now if you want. They'll get back to you. Lots of fun at Dream Week in Clearwater, Florida during the cold winter months of January and February. 938-1200 for Dream Week. Make that call right away.
It's not cold down when you're at that time of year down in Florida. Beautiful.
Wallach the batter as we welcome Jay Johnstone back. It'll be Wallach, Harris, and Astacio due to bat as the Dodgers lead at 7-2 here in the 7th inning. There's his career numbers against the Phillies. Most of that accumulated in a Montreal uniform. Breaking ball up, and he hits it into left field for a base hit. Incaviglia gets it back in. That is the 3rd hit of the ball game off Mike Williams, and hit number 12 for the Dodgers. And Harris the batter.
And the Dodgers are happy to see Wallach get on track. He was 0 for 9 coming into, I think, tonight's game. And the problem that had hampered Wallach is that, Chris, that he had a pinched nerve. As you see that hanging breaking ball take a shot to left field. He had a pinched nerve from the fight he got in with Charlie Hayes over in Colorado because of the Galarraga Jody Reed incident. As this one's popped up by Harris, Batiste going out, Incaviglia coming in. Incaviglia has it. And we have a 1 out. But a big fight ensued after the fact that Galarraga thought he was being pitched inside to or thrown at. When he got to first base, he slid hard into Jody Reed, threw up his foot, kicked Reed in the elbow. Reed's out until after the All-Star break. And then what happened, Martinez was pitching on the mound. Hayes was the batter, threw at Hayes. Hayes charged the mound. Wallach got him, kind of beat him up pretty good from what we hear. But Wallach received that pinched nerve in his neck, and since then it's hampered his hitting a lot.
Astacio has bunted successfully twice tonight. They appeal to first, and Jim Quick says yes, in fact, Astacio did offer at it. So it's a strike. Yeah, Wallach missed a few games after that incident. He also took a heck of a fall into the photo area at Dodger Stadium chasing a pop-up one night. Landed on his shoulder.
Sometimes I think he plays third base and he thinks he has a red S on his chest.
Fouled away again by Astacio, and takes a look down at Joey Amalfitano to see if he's going to leave the bunt on. Pedro grounded out his first time up after hitting those wicked foul balls, one in the Phillies dugout. And then the last 2 times he has sacrificed successfully, numbers 2 and 3 on the year for him. Astacio has pitched very, very well here tonight, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, including a leadoff home run to Dykstra. He is around to bunt, and he fouls it off, so that'll be a strikeout for Williams, his 2nd of the game, 2 outs.
know, you got to give Astacio a lot of credit. They've talked about Schilling, but Astacio, as we see him miss that third strike on the bunt, has pitched a heck of a game tonight. He's made a lot of good pitches. The big concern, as we talked about earlier, is the fact that Ron Perknowski had mentioned he'd been hurt a lot by hanging breaking balls. Hasn't hung hardly any breaking balls. The only real bad pitch was Lenny Dykstra's first fastball home run in the first inning.
Williams from the stretch to Brett Butler, and the pitch is swung on and missed. We are in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers leading 7-2 and about hit the Phillies 12-3. Wallach and Kruk having a little visit. Wallach not going to go anywhere. And Butler steps out. Offerman is on deck. Brett Butler yet to bunt for a base hit in this series. High chopper towards second. Morandini's going to have to hurry, and he just got Butler. That'll do it for Los Angeles in the 7th inning. No runs. They pick up a hit. No errors and one left. 7th inning stretch time at the vet. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
Well, sports fans, the All-Star break is...
Send a completed offer certificate to the Phillies ticket office, and you'll receive a 600 level reserve ticket to any Phillies home game in July. Leaf candy brands include Milk Duds, Jolly Rancher candies, Payday, Heat Bar, and Rainbow Gum. So look for details at Veterans Stadium or wherever Leaf candies are sold. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Phillies down by 5. Dodgers lead at 7-2 on 12 hits. They've made an error. Phillies a couple of runs on 3 hits. They haven't made any errors. Milt Thompson will bat for Mike Williams here in the bottom of the 7th. Thompson coming in hitting .250 with 29 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. Thompson, left-hand batter. They play him straight away. So as we get set for the bottom of the 7th inning, here's Thompson.
Thompson batting for Williams, who will go 2 innings. And Astacio's first pitch is swung on and fouled back. It'll be Thompson, then Lenny Dykstra, and Mickey Morandini to face Pedro Astacio, pitching an excellent game here tonight as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Shot down the left field line. Davis will cut it off. He's playing Thompson over there. So that'll be a base hit for Milt Thompson as a pinch hitter here in the 7th. Los Angeles had their bullpen up last inning, and they're going to get them up again.
That's Thompson's 3rd pinch hit on the year in 12 at-bats. Astacio, as Chris has mentioned all night, has kept the ball away from the left-hand batters. Here Thompson goes right with it. Good piece of hitting. The third baseman, Wallach, cannot even make the play on that one as Davis has to hustle over and get the ball back in.
And there is the bullpen. The left-hander Omar Dahl, the right-hander Pedro Martinez. They're the same 2 guys who were up last inning. Dykstra with a leadoff home run. He's grounded to short and fly to center. And he 1 for 3 at 296. And Astacio misses outside, ball 1. Pedro tonight has walked 4, struck out 4, and hit a batter. Does a lot of moving around out on the mound, points at the batters. Very exuberant when an inning ends. 1 ball and no strikes to Dykstra. And this pitch is over for a strike call. Dodgers playing Lenny basically straight away, slightly to pull. And the infield with Offerman and Harris set up a double play depth, as you see Butler almost directly behind second base. And Snyder in a full position in right. There's a good curveball he's had all night. Astacio's thrown fastball, changeup, and an excellent curveball, which he really found after the first inning, and has kept the hitters off balance with that pitch, which he's been able to throw for a strike.
Well, it's got such a good downer type movement on it and a big break that if you're looking fastball away, it's very hard to adjust to that pitch if you're a left-hand batter.
shook off the fastball, wants a curveball. And Dykstra takes it low, 2-2 on Lenny. Tomorrow night, a good matchup of Terry Mulholland and Pedro's big brother, Ramon. Talk about a guy with a great changeup. Ramon Martinez. Crowd's kind of been on their hands all night. Phillies haven't done much. You see some numbers on Lenny over the last 9 games, trying to get something started as we're in the 7th. Low again, and it's 3-2 to Lenny. Dykstra up among the top 10 in walks. 63 of them.
Looked like a straight change right there, and usually Estacio tries to set up his change off his fastball, but that time he threw it off his curveball.
You would think you would get a fastball here with a 5-run lead. We'll see.
The last thing you want to do is walk Lenny Dykstra. You want to make him hit the ball.
How about that? He shook off fastball and he wants a 3-2 changeup. See what happens. And he misses with it. That's a strange pitch for a 5-run lead. That's walk number 5 issued by Estacio. Phillies with 2 on and nobody out for Morandini. Here comes Ron Peronowski to the mound.
That might be all for Estacio, because Peronowski's the one that makes the pitching changes. And we've seen him now just make a motion to his left arm.
And they are making a pitching change. Omar Dahl, the left-hander, on his way in from the bullpen. And that will do it for Estacio, as he is very upset. A 3-2 changeup. As we said, he is very exuberant. That's what you get for throwing that thing.
Well, if you'd have got it over, we'd have been all saying, wow, what a pitch, a 3-2 changeup. But, you know, different story when it's a ball.
So Omar Dahl, the good-looking young left-handed relief pitcher for the Dodgers, is on the mound right now, ready to go. Pedro Estacio will head for the dugout. We'll head for a break, and we'll be back after this.
I think I can get in 72 hours.
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget. Ask for budget smart rates for great prices on cars that won't cramp your style, all with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
To soar with eagles, be the best. To win the industry's highest awards for quality, commit to excellence. Provide superior quality products and have the strength to offer them at more than 12,500 locations nationwide. More than any other major brand. Discover for yourself the difference quality can make. Fly with the new superpower.
There is the left-hander Omar Dahl, was in the ball game last night, pitched 1 scoreless inning. 16 of his 24 outings this year have been less than 2/3 of an inning. So Tommy Lasorda only has 1 left-hander in the bullpen, that being this Omar Dahl. And he uses him probably to get left-handed hitters out. That's what he's doing here with Morandini and Kruk due to bat. And then he had a right-hander, Pedro Martinez, out there for Dave Hollins, probably because they like to turn Hollins around if they get to that spot. Dahl throws quite a few breaking balls, also turns his fastball over, almost looks like a screwball to right-handed hitters. He is 6'3", 160-pounder from Maracaibo, Venezuela. Here's the pitch to Morandini. And it's over for a strike. Started him with a fastball. Mickey tonight is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Fanatic trying to get something going. It's a 7-4 ball game in favor of the Dodgers here in the 7th. Pounding that breaking ball, and Morandini rips it to right. Takes a big carom. 1 run scores. Morandini to second. Oh no, he's going to be out at second base. Wow. Lenny Dykstra winds up at third, but a big base running mistake there as Snyder got that big high hop and fired to second and gunned down Morandini.
Morandini really jumps all over this breaking ball as Dahl delivers it right in his zone. But you can see the play as Snyder got the ball a high hop off the fence and then threw a perfect strike to get the hustling Morandini. That's one of those plays where you don't look so good if you're out, and it's a hustling play if you're safe.
And you especially don't look good when you're down 5 runs.
Unfortunate thing. The play was in front of him, too, and Mickey decided to make the decision to go, and it cost him.
Corey Snyder with that great arm gunned him down. Now here's Kruk, and the breaking ball is over for a strike. Kruk struck out last night against Omar Dahl. Takes kind of the wind out of the sails a little bit here in this inning. The Phillies were trying to peck away at this Dodger lead. It's 7-3. Up the a nice play by Dahl, and now he has Dykstra hung out, and they get him. So the Phillies with a couple of base running problems in this inning, as Dahl made a tremendous play on that. You know, you have to let that ball get by him.
Kruk with that wide open stance got the breaking ball, but Dahl quickly snags it. Dykstra had taken a step or two towards home, got hung up in a rundown, and the Dodgers execute correctly. Wallace takes out Dykstra, and just like that, the Phillies have run themselves out of an inning.
And now Holland's the batter, and they'll leave the left-hander in there as they still have a 4-run lead. Holland's 0 for 3 tonight. He bunts it. That'll be a base hit. Wallach's not even going to throw it. He flips it to second in case Kruk comes around. So Howard bunts his way on. He used to do that a lot when he first came up. Hasn't done it much this year. And here comes Dalton.
Well, when you play back and you're giving a guy a bunt, base hit, or the opportunity to do that, as Wallach was, you take advantage of it. And Hollins did a great job. I mean, a bunt hit is just as good as a line drive hit, because when you're down by 4, you got to get runners on the base pass.
And Darren Dalton will get a bat. A couple of men on. Swing and a miss. Dalton this year has not batted. Yes, he has off Dahl. And he has a 2-run homer. Oh, yeah, that's right. He hit that home run off Dahl to win a game at Dodger Stadium. That was the night the Phillies had that unbelievable inning when Mickey Morandini snared Sharperson's bases loaded line drive, turned it into a double play, and then they got out of the ninth. Dalton won that game with a 2-run homer. Outside, 1-1.
Well, that was kind of exciting, that ninth inning.
Phillies had a bunch of them on that coast trip. 1-1 to Dalton with 2 on and 2 outs. A run in. Dodgers 7, Phillies 3. Outside, Eisenreich, another left-handed batter on deck, and nobody throwing in the Dodgers bullpen. There's Kruk at second. Hollins at first. Low with a breaking ball. 3-1 to Dalton.
Dalton really had a notion to go after that one. The count 2-1. He was looking for something he could really hit hard somewhere. You could see it. He just kind of started to lean a little bit. He really wanted to take a hack at it, but held off, rightly so.
3-1 to Dutch. Breaking ball, and he gets it over. I mentioned he throws a lot of breaking pitches, and that's a pretty good example of it, throwing it 3-1. So the runners will be off. Kruk from second, Hollins from first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Dalton. And there they go. Another breaking ball, and Dalton stays off it. He goes 3-1, 3-2 breaking balls and walks him. Bases are loaded for Eisenreich. Pedro Martinez is up in the bullpen. This is where Jim Fregosi has to make his choice, and he's going to say he'd rather go left here as opposed to bring a Ricky Jordan out and Tommy Lasorda bring in Pedro Martinez.
Joe Ferguson moving the defense around a little bit on how they want to play Eisenreich. And Lasorda waits patiently in the dugout to see if Fregosi will make a move, but right now Jimmy's going with Eisenreich, and the defense will play Eisenreich probably straight away. Davis a little in left field, maybe about 3 steps. Now Butler moves towards left center, and he'll bring Corey Schneider with him.
Eisenreich 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. So the Phillies have a shot here. They have the bases loaded. And 2 outs and trail it by 4 in an inning where they've kind of run themselves out of it. But they're still alive. Eisenreich gives a little on that breaking ball, and it's outside. Boy, he throws a lot of them.
Yes, he does. Well, he's got a good one. That's his best pitch.
He's like Assenbacher. 2 grand slams for Eisenreich, one of them this year at Montreal off Mel Rojas.
Is that a premonition? Just ask.
Balls and no strikes now to Eisenreich, and here comes Peronowski out. They want to decide what kind of pitch they want to throw, trying to get into Eisenreich's head on what he might be doing.
Well, I can tell you what he's got to do. What he's got to do is he's got the count in his favor. The pitcher has to throw to him. So what Eisenreich wants to do is look for a pitch that he hits very well, probably a fastball from the middle of the plate in, if that's the pitch he wants, or if he takes the plate in the middle of the plate out. Wherever he feels the most comfortable with that pitch and what location he likes, that's what he's got to be looking for. Anything else, he might as well take it, because he still has a couple strikes to go. But the count's in his favor, 2-0, so he now can almost pick his location and where he wants the ball and really get a good swing.
Crowd getting into it. Little looper off the glove of Ackerman, and 2 runs are going to score. Well, he should have caught that ball. Phillies get 2 more, and it's 7-5.
I'll tell you what, that ball was hit right off the end of the bat like a cue stick, and the ball had a lot of spin on it. Ackerman went back. He thought he judged it correctly. We'll show it to you. They give Eisenreich a base hit. He's going back. Now he leaves, and it just does get off the webbing of his glove. And that will be all for Omar Dahl.
Omar Dahl will leave, and they'll probably go to Pedro Martinez to pitch to Incaviglia. So even though the Phillies have made these 2 base running mistakes in the inning, they are back in this one, 7-5. Omar Dahl, the left-hander, will leave after 2/3 of an inning. Eisenreich comes through again on that base hit, and 2 runs batted in. The right-hander on his way in, and we'll be back right after this. Guayabo in the Dominican Republic. Fastball, hard breaking ball, and a very good changeup. Now this is turning into a good one tomorrow night. We have 1 more left with these Los Angeles Dodgers, as they'll be here tomorrow. Larry Rosa with a pregame at 7, the ball game at 7:30. Terry Mulholland and Ramon Martinez. Incaviglia the batter. 2 on, 2 outs. 3 runs in, the Dodgers still lead it by a 7-5 scorer in the 7th. Incaviglia is 0 for 2 this year on Pedro Martinez, both of them strikeouts. So he has seen this hard thrower and hasn't had much luck against him. Dalton at second, Eisenreich at first, 2 guys who can run well. Boy, he can blow. Strike 1 on a high fastball.
He's got good fastball. It's very sneaky. He's got a very slow motion. And as you said, he's got that downer type curveball and the changeup to go with it. But what his problem is, and he's his own worst enemy at this, is the fact that he constantly has control problems. Right there, he was helped out by Incaviglia on a fastball that was out of the strike zone. Well, really the book on Pedro Martinez is you have to make him throw strikes.
Martinez has pitched 4 1/3 innings against the Phillies this year and has not allowed an earned run. And he has no record. mentioned, he's had success with Incaviglia throwing hard stuff, and he's come right in tonight and done it again. Now he's ahead of him 0-2.
Well, he's a 90-mile-an-hour guy. So when you can throw the ball at that pace and you can spot it up when you got a guy that has trouble hitting that high fastball, there's nothing wrong with that pitch. The only problem is you better not make a mistake, because you're flirting with home run territory if you miss by 2 or 3 inches.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. And Incaviglia has seen him 3 times this year, and he breaks his bat in half as he slams it to the ground. That'll do it. The Phillies get 3 runs in the inning. They pick up 4 hits, no errors, and leave 2, and it's a 7-5 game after 7. And here's Incaviglia's reaction.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving.
See, the Dodgers were way out in front at one time, and now it's a 7-5 ball game as the Phillies have just come up with 3 runs in the 7th inning. Eric Davis, a big game tonight. Mike Piazza also with a couple hits and a run bat in. Lenny Dykstra, a leadoff home run, his 9th of the year. Bill Thompson will stay in the game, bat 9th, and play left field. And Pete Incaviglia will leave. And Larry Anderson comes on, the 3rd pitcher of the game, used by Jim Fregosi. Anderson will bat in the 7 hole. You see the numbers on Anderson. Larry had a little bit of a stiff neck and was idled for a while on the DL with a shoulder inflammation in May. But he's allowed only 1 earned run, or 1 unearned run, in his last 12 appearances. That encompasses 13 1/3 innings. His last earned run was May 31st at Cincinnati. So Offerman will lead it off. It'll be Offerman, Snyder, and Karros here in the 8th inning. Anderson works from the stretch at all times. Offerman 1 for 4 in the ball game. And over for a strike. Four of the Phillies' runs charged to Astacio, 1 to Dahl. Fouled away.
Anderson has 4 pitches. Slider, 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 and slider. Just variates the speeds on him, that's all.
He does throw a lot of them.
It works.
He admits that.
It works.
Fastball low.
Well, he tricked him. Once in a while he'll throw that fastball. That's just a show pitch. He wants to remind the batter that he can get the ball up there at a decent rate of speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Backdoor breaking ball misses. 2-2. Well, Anderson's job to try and shut down Los Angeles, give the Phillies a chance as they trail it by 2 here in the 8th inning. Struck him out on a slider. Anderson strikes out the first batter he faces. Strikeout number 7 for Phillies pitching tonight. 1 away in the 8th.
There's slider number 3. You can see he started it on the outside. He kept it out there. Didn't break much, but you know, when you strike guys out, it doesn't have to.
For Corey Snyder, 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored in the 1st inning, and a fine defensive play to get Morandini in the midst of that Phillies 3-run 7th inning. Breaking ball. Anderson can really be tough on right-handed batters when he's throwing his slider well, as he did on that pitch. The on-deck batter, another right-handed hitter, Eric Karros. Snyder doesn't chase this one, 1-1. Another breaking ball, pop-up foul. Krechel will run down the line, but it will go out of play. So Larry Anderson gets ahead of Corey Snyder, 1-2. Snyder with 6 home runs, 27 runs batted in, taking over the everyday job in the month of May. Darryl Strawberry has been out a lot this year with a variety of physical problems.
And in his 48th straight game for the Dodgers, and we've talked how well he does in the outfield, has not made an error yet. And just in this short 2 games that we've seen him, he's made 3 fine catches and already thrown out 1 guy.
Corey Snyder, Mark Witt, Larry Walker, 3 real good throwing right-handers in the league. Ground ball headed towards short. Baptiste has it. Good throw to first. 2 outs. And Caros the batter, 2 for 4. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI as Kim Baptiste makes that play. Seven runs, 12 hits, an error for the Dodgers. 5-7-0 for the Phillies. Expect to see Jim Gott in this ball game the way it's going right now. He's the guy Tommy Lasorda calls on to close. Roger McDowell does some setup work for them. Slider down low, 1-1 to Caros. Mike Piazza waits on deck should Caros get on. Caros has not hit much against the Phillies, as you see, in his 2-year major league career. Ball really moves away from right-handed hitters, and he chases one. 1-2. Larry Anderson, in his 2nd tour of duty with the Phillies, signed as a free agent this year after the San Diego Padres did not offer him a contract. A blithe spirit, to say the least. Nice profile on him in the Philadelphia Daily News today.
Yes, it was.
Anderson talking about how he wanted to be an airplane pilot and still wants to take flying lessons. A lot of people think he's been flying around for a lot of years. 2-2. Did he go? Fielder first. Jim Quick says no. So the count is full.
That's a correct call by Jim Quick. Caros did not break the plane of the plate. See, the bat has to go across the plate, folks. See that? He kept the bat back. Whenever that bat goes across the plate, yes, you can ring him up.
And he walked him. So Anderson walks his first batter. Walk number 5 for Phillies pitching tonight. And Piazza, the batter, 2 for 3 with a single and an RBI and a run scored. He's also walked and struck out.
Well, that's
32,993 tickets sold here tonight.
Nice group of people coming out here.
Piazza takes it low and outside. Ball 1. Eric Davis, who's had a big night, is the on-deck batter. Now Anderson having a little trouble with that breaking ball, and Darren Dalton goes out for a word. Well, here are the next 3 telecasts coming up tomorrow night here on Prism. Once again on Prism on Thursday night, and back on PHL 17 with the Giants on Friday.
This young gentleman at the plate has a good chance of winning the 1993 Rookie of the Year in the National League. Last year, the Dodgers had the guy at first base, Eric Caros.
Dodgers get a lot of rookies in the year.
Back in 79, 80, 81, 82, they had 4 in a row.
Breaking ball beaten up the middle, cut off by Baptiste, throws on the run, got it. So Anderson makes a good pitch on the slider there and gets Piazza to ground out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We're going to the bottom of the 8th, and the Dodgers lead it by 2.
Hazy sunshine this afternoon, high close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts.
The customer comes first.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
What an appetite you have, Judas. I'm in for the truth.
It's a world that will question your innocence.
Drop the story, Judas.
What are you hiding?
Ignite their passions. Challenge their friendship. And threaten their lives.
The villagers want blood.
Unless they can expose the secrets of Turtle Beach.
Well, back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnstone and Gary Maddox. Phillies trail it by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-12-1 for the Dodgers. 5-7-0 for the Phillies. We talked about a lot of rookies of the years for the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's a few of them.
Yes. Back there, that came to the Dodgers in '80. Sutcliffe started it all, and Steve Halpern on sax, of course. Sax over now playing with the White Sox. And then Eric Karros with 20 homers and 88 RBIs last year stole the show. And now this year, Mike Piazza on to having a similar year that Karros had last year.
We start the 8th inning with no activity in Los Angeles' bullpen, and Kim Batiste will lead it off for the Phillies. Milt Thompson batting in the 9-hole, and then Lenny Dykstra. Batiste tonight is 0 for 3. He's flied out, lined into a double play, struck out. All his at-bats coming off the starter, Pedro Astacio. Breaking ball from Martinez. He came in through 3 fastballs to Incaviglia, struck him out. And now on in his 2nd inning of work. Chop to Wallach. Easy play for him. Throws him out. 1 away. And Thompson, the batter. Milt got a pinch hit, base hit in the 7th, scored a run, and then stayed in the ball game.
Boy, the difference in pitchers. You've got Astacio, who came in and his ball moved a lot. Put that down a curveball. Then you've got Martinez coming in, who really has some gas.
Misses with a breaking ball as Thompson runs up. That got Wallach's attention, and also Karros a little bit at first.
And you know, they say the younger Martinez of the 3 Martinez pitchers, the one that's in the minor leagues, is better than these 2.
They set up the middle for Milt Thompson, his 2nd hit of the game. Phillies have a 1-out base runner for Dykstra.
Well, they talk about AstroTurf base hits. Watch this one. They don't play anybody up the middle. 1 hop, 2 hops, 3 hops.
Like a trampoline out there tonight.
Oh, boy. You know, that's why they tell these guys that don't have the home run power, hit the ball on the ground when you play on turf, because you got a chance to get it through. That's a great example of it.
And Jim Gott is starting to walk around in the Dodgers bullpen. It won't be long before he'll be up, it would appear. Dykstra a home run tonight, and a walk. He is 1 for 3. Martinez throws a fastball outside for ball 1. Jim Gott has 14 saves on the year for the Dodgers to lead their club. There he is. Pedro Martinez has 1. Roger McDowell 2. And Todd Worrell, the brief amount of time he was around, managed to pick up a save despite awful numbers. Dodgers signed Worrell in the offseason, and then he's had a lot of physical problems. Signed him to a big contract, too. We saw his brother Tim here the other night. 1 ball and no strikes on Lenny Dykstra. Todd Worrell was something when he's with the Cardinals. On deck batters Morandini and then Kruk. Dykstra swinging the bat very well against the Dodgers. Lenny, a native of Southern California from Garden Grove. initial look at a pitch here. Three balls and no strikes. Dykstra. It's over. I was going to say it was high, and Lenny was on his way down to first base, but Tom Hallion says strike one. Looks like it was a little high. It was.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. One pitch on the way. That's right down the middle. That is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dykstra just trying to get on. He was willing to take a walk, but now Martinez has come back to a full count on him. There's 1 out in the inning, and Milt Thompson on at first base. Phillies trail it by 2 in the 8th inning. There's Thompson. Dykstra fouls it away into the upper deck.
Perfect guy in this situation, because you know Lenny's got great command of the strike zone. You know he's not afraid to take a walk, and you know that he can go to 2 strikes in the count and still foul off a couple of pitches till he gets his pitch.
Here we go with a 3-2. Way outside. He walked him. See how much longer they stay with this young right-hander. Jay mentioned he can get wild.
Well, that's always been his downfall.
Here comes Peronowski, so that'll answer that probably. Yep. Looks like they're going to go to Jim Gott with 1 out in the 8th inning. It'll be a double switch as he's headed right for Tom Hallion. It's Ron Peronowski.
Well, sort of with all his family and friends here, doesn't want this one to get away. As we mentioned before, they have played very well in their last 14 series. The Dodgers have won 10 of those. They've split 2, and they've lost 2.
See, the double switch will involve Henry Rodriguez as Pedro Martinez heads to the Dodgers dugout, and the big right-hander Jim Gott comes on. Rodriguez is going to play first base and bat 9th. And Jim Gott coming into the game will bat in Karros' spot, the number 4 hole. Well, let's go take a look at the Major League scoreboard while we have this pitching change. The Giants scoring a lot of runs in Montreal again tonight. 13-5. Mark Carrion has a 2-run home run in that ball game. San Diego at New York, and that's a final now. The Mets win 9-7. 3-run home run by Jeff Kent, his 7th of the year. Chicago leads Cincinnati 3-2 at Wrigley Field. Pittsburgh way ahead of the Houston Astros 10-3 at the Astrodome. St. Louis 3. They got 2 in the first. Atlanta nothing. They're in the 5th inning. A 2-run home run by Greg Jeffries, his 12th of the year. That game had a 52-minute rain delay. His 7th home run of the year. So there is Gott. Gott with 14 saves. And he will face Mickey Morandini. Scott's a guy that's been through some arm miseries over the years, had some good years with Pittsburgh. And then anybody could have had it. He's 33 years of age, born in Hollywood, California. Last year with the Dodgers, 3-3, a 2.45 earned run average, 68 games with 6 saves. This is his 4th year in the Dodgers organization. Morandini takes a fastball high. Gott is basically a fastball pitcher. He will challenge hitters. He's only been in 1 game against the Phillies this year and pitched 1 inning. And he comes right out throwing fastballs and misses 2-0.
You mentioned Gott does have a good fastball. It's a good running fastball. He'll mix in a breaking ball every now and then, but basically he's going to go right at you with the fastball.
right down the middle. Morandini taking all the way. Mickey 1 for 3 lifetime off Gott with an RBI. John Kruk waits on deck. Phillies with 2 on and 1 out. And they trail it by 2 here in the 8th inning. Gott's pitch to Morandini, fouled it straight back.
He's got quite a story attached to his name, Chris. In 1989, he missed the entire season because he had surgery on his right elbow. Dodgers took a chance on him. They signed him. He opened in 1990 on the DL, has been rehabilitating his arm. Last year he broke out, started to pitch well, and now this year the Dodgers have made him their stopper.
2 balls and 2 strikes on him. He's checked. Yes, he did. So the count's 3-2. Angel Hernandez. He's thrown all fastballs so far. You know, if you were to stand Mike Morgan and Jim Gott next to each other, it'd be tough to tell them apart.
Yes. Like Huey and Dewey.
They really do look a lot alike. Probably won't run them down by 2 runs. Worry about a strikeout double play with Kruk not getting a chance to hit. They don't go. And Morandini hits a fly ball to center. Butler going back. Hit it well. But he runs it down, and the throw comes into second as Thompson moves over to third base, and there are 2 outs, and here comes Kruk.
Well, right guy at the right spot. You got a fastball pitcher with a fastball hitter out.
And Kruk has never had much luck against this guy. Just 2 for 11 lifetime, a 182 batter. Kruk with 7 homers, 47 runs batted in. Phillies made a run at the Dodgers in the 7th. They got 3 to get back to 7-5, and now they're kicking up a little fuss here in the 8th inning. 2 on with 2 outs. Guarding the line at third with the third baseman Wallach. Huge hole on the left side. Fastball is over for strike 1 call. Has he thrown a breaking ball yet?
Not yet. You can see how much his fastball moves. He's got great movement on it. And he knows in this situation his best pitch is his fastball. So if you do see a breaking ball, it's basically a show-me type thing, or a ball that's really not close to the strike zone. He wants a batter to fish at it.
Outside.
Like that one.
Gott's made 25 lifetime appearances against the Phillies, and he's 3-1 with a 3.08 earned run average and 5 saves, just in case Mitch Williams is ready. Kruk could hit one in the bullpen to him. He'd know he'd be coming in the game. He tried.
The year before he blew out his elbow, he was on the Pirates in 1988. Had 34 saves for him. So he did the job. He knows what it's like to come in under pressure situations, but it's taking him a long time to come back from that surgery on his right elbow.
Jim Gott with a 1-2 count on Kruk. Breaking ball, and he struck him out on a breaking ball. As Kruk slams his bat, fires it, almost hit Hallion as it took a crazy carom, and then there goes his helmet. So the Phillies are out here in the 8th inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left as Jim Gott gets the job done. Watch his bat go. And it almost nails Hallion. Whoa, look out.
Did you know Texaco?
If you've got a group of 25 or more, we'll give you a great time at a Phillies game. For all the details about a special package for your group at a Phillies game, call 463-5000.
Well, here's a pitch that Kruk strikes out on. It's a breaking ball. Gott throwing a lot of fastballs to Morandini and Kruk, and then a hard slider, and Kruk chases it. And he slams the bat down, and then he goes to throw it, and that pine tar makes it stick to his hand, and he almost nailed Hallion, and then he fires the helmet down also. So John Kruk back at first base. And we're going to the 9th inning. Here's Tommy Lasorda having a little fun now with his team ahead by 2. Tim Wallach, who is due to bat second in the inning. Eric Davis will lead it off, and then Lenny Harris. Tommy Lasorda, 4 times in the World Series and winning in 81. You remember that one, JJ,
yes,
in 88.
Sure do.
That was a split season.
I also remember 1985 getting ready to hit, and Jack Clark hit that home run off Tom Niedenfuhr. I almost choked on my bat.
Davis has had a big game tonight. He's knocked in 3 runs. He hit a home run. He is also flied out to center. It's been Kurt Schilling, Mike Williams, and now Larry Anderson as we go to the 9th inning. Anderson working his 2nd inning.
You know, surprisingly, the crowd has pretty much stayed right here with us tonight.
A lot of people still here. Davis fouls it away off the Fanavision control room and back into the crowd. Eric Davis, 21 lifetime homers now against the Phillies.
Well, I guess that cortisone shot in his hand, his right hand, really helped out a lot, huh?
Yeah, he swung the bat well in this ball game.
I'd say so.
Larry Anderson, who works from the stretch at all times, throws him a slider, and he fouls it away again right in the same area. That one went near the Phillies executive box down there. It's not the executive box. What do they call that? I don't remember.
That's the employees box.
Employees box? They got a name for it. I can't think. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they didn't catch it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Didn't make much of an effort either.
Front office box, it's called. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's good enough for me, partner.
And Anderson trying to get him out again in this inning, see if the Phillies can rally. They had a shot for some runs, but Gott shut him down. Jammed him. Shallow center. Dykstra, a long run. He's there. Makes the play. 1 away.
Football really hung up there. As soon as he hit it, looked like it was going to be one of those little Texas leaguers. And Dykstra came running in very quickly, and the ball just seemed to hang.
That looked like a little backup slider then. Davis swung like he was going away from him. It got him on the thumbs. Wallach tonight 2 for 4. Lenny Harris on deck. Line drive over the head of Kruk and down the line. Eisenreich trying to cut it off, and it caroms off those box seats, so Wallach will have a stand-up double. Number 14 on the year for Tim Wallach. That is hit number 13 in the game for the Dodgers, the first off Anderson.
A little slider, but Anderson got this one up. Wallach hit it right off the end of the bat. As you can see there, it caroms down off the fence, and Eisenreich gets it back in.
Henry Rodriguez is the on-deck batter. He's now batting 9th. He's a left-handed hitter and playing at first base. And Lenny Harris will hit. Harris had a 2-run single in the 5th inning with Kruk playing up and the bases loaded. He hit a high hopper over his glove and knocked in 2. He is 1 for 3 with a walk.
Harris getting a lot more playing time now that Jody Reed is down. And talking to the Dodger people today, they don't expect him back till sometime after the All-Star break. Very concerned about that.
Has an injured elbow.
That's when Galarraga slid into second base. He kind of threw up his feet and caught Reed right in the elbow. Dodgers filed a complaint with National League President Bill White, but White didn't do anything on it. And Dodgers feel that it was done on purpose.
1 ball and 1 strike to Harris. Outside, 2-1. Here is Jody Reed on the Dodgers bench, doing a good job for them this year before he was injured.
He took some ground balls today to see how it felt. I don't know the outcome of that, but they're very slowly working him back to getting that elbow in shape.
Brooks is bat, ground ball to Batiste. Wallach will go to third as Harris is retired, 2 outs.
You know, last year the Dodgers were just horrendous when it came to defense. They were last in all of baseball. They led in the Phillies, who had played very poorly over the year. The Dodgers were 25-30 errors in front of them. But this year, the Dodgers have done a remarkable job. Their defense is solidified by the additions of Reed and Wallach at third base. So you look at the fielding of the Dodgers this year, and they rank about 7th or 8th now.
Breaking ball in the outside corner to Rodriguez. Henry Rodriguez out of the Dodgers farm system, a native of the Dominican Republic, started the game in left field last night and was 1 for 3. Ground ball to Kruk. Nice play as that ball went straight down on John, and he got him. That'll do it here in the 9th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. There we go to the bottom of the 9th.
In a game rich with traditions, Sherwin-Williams has created one of its own by preserving and protecting the national shrines of our national pastime. This is the paint of the pros, and it's the choice of millions of fans at home. And while your town may not have a big league ballpark in it, it does have a big league paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
The Phillies, the Giants, the best in the East battles the best in the West. Live from the Vet Thursday night at 7:30, exclusively on Prism. In the summer of '93, only one channel will bring you exciting, fist-pumping, first-place Phillies action. And over 100 star-studded, critically acclaimed, blockbuster, commercial-free movies. Prism. The only channel with exclusive Phillies home games and over 100 movies a month. It's the only place to be in the summer of '93.
Loosen your tie, take off your coat, roll up your sleeves. It's a business person special, Thursday, July 29th at 12:35. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Go ahead, you deserve a break. Call 463-1000.
And here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Phillies have some offense coming up, and Dave Hollins, Darren Dalton, and Jim Eisenreich, and then Larry Anderson due to bat. Pinch hitter would come up for him. Phillies trail it by 2 runs. Jim Gott trying to pick up his 50th save here. There are the totals in the game. They got the rally train going up there on Fanavision. And here comes Hollins. 1 for 4 on the night with a bunt single and a run scored.
Phillies got the heart of their left-handed lineup coming up.
Hollins 2 for 4 lifetime off Gott. Make that 2 for 5 with an RBI. 0 for 1 this year. Hollins fouls it away left side. That game at St. Louis is still 3-0 in favor of the Cardinals. They are in the bottom of the 5th in a rain-delayed game. Glavine and Tewksbury. The Phillies trying to prevent losing a game to the Cardinals tonight. Cardinals at home for a 3-game series against the Braves. Hollins takes a slider down and in. Ball 1, 1-1 to Dave Hollins. And that game now goes to the 6th inning. We're told it's 3-0. Trying to get the leadoff man on. Fly ball to left field. It's slicing foul and out of play. Hollins hit it pretty well, but it's into the seats. long game tonight, as we're over 3 hours in this one. 7-5, the Dodgers lead it in the 9th inning. Breaking ball and a beauty. Struck him out looking. Scott has gone to the breaking ball for both his strikeouts, one away.
Well, you're right about that. Watch this breaking ball to Hollins. After a lot of fastballs, you can see the slider breaking right down on the outside corner.
Hollins has been called out twice on strikes tonight on breaking balls, and he knew it both times, just walked away. Darren Dalton, the batter. Dalton is 0 for 1. He's walked twice, knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly, and he pops it foul out of play. Jim Gott trying to pick up a save, and Pedro Estacio a win. Fastball is up high, and it's 1-1 to Darren Dalton. Should Estacio win, he would be 7-4. Curt Schilling on the hook for the Phillies. Schilling coming into the game at 8-4. Ripped to right down the line, and this ball is foul. Nice catch. Dalton with 15 homers, 63 runs batted in. He's batting at .249. Here's the 1-2. Struck him out. Jim Gott throwing the ball great since coming into the game. Picks up his 3rd strikeout, 2 outs and nobody on base.
Gott with a great idea tonight. Good poise, good control. You can see the breaking ball again. When he has 2 strikes, he goes to the breaking ball, and here breaking right down just below the strike zone. Great pitch, a lot of break. 2 quick strikeouts in a row for Jim Gott.
All 3 strikeouts on sliders, and here's Eisenreich, the last hope for the Phillies. Got a bases loaded single his last time up. Rodriguez will look for Gott. He's there, and that'll do it. The Dodgers win it, and this series is even at a game apiece, and LA wins their first game in 5 tries here at the Vet this year.